Hi, everybody. Welcome to the WAMM Jam. We do the jamming, but we got no jam.
I don't know, we got music in the background.
Okay, then we got
Also, in new news,
tunes.
I am apparently a bully.
Yes, Tyler's is absolutely a bully.
More on that later. Um, maybe not. Who knows? I'm a bully. I don't have to do what I say I'm gonna do. Um, but yeah, so we watched two more spook movies this month.
Yeah, it was Oculus, which is my favorite of the two movies, and the Autopsy of Jane Doe. My brain keeps wanting to say Diary of Jane Doe, uh, and I know that's a song and it has no dough in it, so my brain is stupid.
It's also the book The Diary of Anne Frank.
Diary of Your Mom. Oh,
Uh, I don't know why we're saying go. Anyway, that I think actually is a good place for us to start. Maurice, of the two movies we watched this week, which one was your favorite, Oculus or The Autopsy of Jane Doe?
Oh no, he died.
Damn, terrible timing. Thomas, hurry!
Oculus was my favorite of the two.
I bet if I look over here. No, it's not there. Maurice, are you alive?
Yeah, I just had to mute someone was walking past my room.
Ah.
Um, my favorite of the two. I probably gotta give it to Oculus just because it made more sense at the end.
Respect it.
I concur. So all of us overall preferred Oculus to The Autopsy of Jane Doe. Now, I would like to pose a question to the group. Does anybody have a theory as to why that is? I know
Because it
Maurice,
made more sense at the end.
yeah, I was about to say, Maurice, you already said your your reasoning for it. Thomas, Roz, any disagreement additions? Differing hypotheses?
Thinking. Hmm. Uh, Mine was the particular focus on the character dynamics between the sister and the brother in Oculus. A dynamic that is not as exemplified, especially for plot reasons, between the father-son duo in Autopsy of Jane Doe. That is my reason.
So my reason,
Mm-hmm.
I like the story structure of Oculus better. The past and present merging together to unravel the mysteries of the mirror.
Hmm. Hmm.
This piece of fucking shite.
This asshole with a pain all around it.
I didn't even do nothing to you, and you ruined my family.
True.
Also, weirdly enough, it felt like the mirror had more personality than Jane.
Yeah,
Like the
I can
mirror was
concur
like
with that.
arrogant and fucking twisted.
Yeah. Mira was intentionally a dick.
I can sum it up to both of them. Fuck both of y'all. We did nothing to you, and this is what we get.
That's right.
I bring you into my home.
In
Literally.
my house.
I mean, to be fair, that is what Jane Doe was doing as well. Just you exist within a certain distance of her and prepare to get clapped.
Crazy.
Personally, I believe my higher enjoyment from Oculus stems from the fact that I understand the mirror's powers more than I understand Jane Doe's.
Well, that's because the girl in Oculus did a PowerPoint presentation on what the mirror's powers was and how it was going to do what it did.
No. It didn't have to do that. While she did give a PowerPoint and explained it, we then saw it in action. with Jane Doe, we, at the end of it, are led to believe one thing. But throughout the movie, we have seen a second. So, essentially, one of the reasons why we're doing these movies together is because of the fact that, in the end, it appears that both of the main antagonists have actually the exact same power.
The Sharingan.
Essentially, they have the ability to make people see and do things that they don't realize they're doing, or they are seeing things incorrectly. However, there's one scene from Jane Doe that kind of ruins this. There's a scene wherein there was a dead guy who had blown his own head up. Well, he hadn't blown his head up. He shot himself in the face with a shotgun, and they had a little bell on his ankle. And they were dealing with him, and the dad went into the bathroom. And while he was in the bathroom, something got in there and beat the absolute shit out of him. During that time, the son was outside of the bathroom, and he couldn't get in. And if he had been, there are a couple ways they could have altered it slightly to make it to where it made sense, and in retrospect, we could have been like, oh no, he beat the shit out of his dad. The issue is that there's no roundabout explanation that we can hindsight be like, oh no, it was him, because it definitely wasn't him.
The only one that we could do is the dad Fight Club himself.
Yeah. Is it is one.
But then the question is, who closed the door when he got slammed on the ground? Because
Technically,
I
that
can't
could
do
also be
both.
him. Let me. I now own the Autopsy of Jane Doe, so let me.
Damn, can you
get
sell
to
it
that
back?
scene.
She definitely would not like you to discover anything about her, so you may want to be very careful.
Also, another thing is they have pictures of them working on her, and then they burned up, which means they did set the place on fire.
Well,
But
yes,
the body
they,
is fine,
right. So
which means
because,
it is magical, and it really
because
did
the body
happen.
didn't show any damage. Anybody coming in will go like, well, it looks like they didn't even start on the body, which is also kind of weird, given that there should be plenty of things of Jane Doe out of her body, like the heart and stuff, even if it's just mush.
And also, the notes they had, even though it burned up the pictures, the notes that they had on the chalkboard were still there.
Yeah, that should definitely exist. But that means things actually did happen though, because they did set a fire, which means that wasn't in their minds because there's actual evidence afterwards.
So what it looks like is that everything that they do, since they're the physical bodies, everything they do exists.
But then, how did the body reseal itself? Because they set it on fire after they cut her open.
And right, and that part is unexplained on how Jane is able to be magical for the body of Jane, and then be illusionary for everything else.
All right, so here's the thing. I look back at the scene. It interacted with him. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's I don't know why I'm not just putting it up on screen. Give me a minute. I will pull it back up. Essentially, there's a point where he is sitting on the desk and he's looking at his dad because he could swear he sees someone in the shower. And they both kind of look at each other after he throws it open, and it's like, oh, there's nothing. We'll go to the proof screen, even though we don't exist here right now. Oh no, it's fine. Don't worry about it. But with that, there's this moment right here, wherein he's standing there looking, and then there's this weird shimmer effect, and he's yanked away. Wait a second.
You get Scorpion.
I remember.
Yeah, and then he kind of proceeds to get up and try and open the door. I'm doing this frame by frame, so don't copyright YouTube.
Yeah, well, they're gonna.
And the only real damage that happens is, I'll come back. Well, that's a perfect pause screen. This. Just hit kind of whack. So technically, he could have done that part to himself, but the first part where where he gets yanked back, that definitely could not have been him, unless he actively just leapt backwards.
Yeah.
His
And I
old
think
man's kind of spry.
I think to do a very interesting comparison, when they had the first scene where it's just like, yes, this mirror's fucking about, where, they're having their screaming contest and all the cameras are moved to point at each other while they're in the middle of talking to each other by them.
Mm-hmm.
That was a much better showing of just like, hey, the mirror isn't going to do anything. It's all you, but you're going to do whatever the mirror wants.
Yeah.
And that's why I find the mirror to also be the more scary of the two. Because while Jane Doe forces you to make mistakes, Jane Doe's powers are really fucking weird. Trigger warning for some people, Pet is caught in the crosshairs in Autopsy of Jane Doe.
Sad part.
Yeah, we had a conversation about whether or not the cat was fine when, unfortunately... So before the main characters realize there's a hunting afoot, they find their cat, who is really, 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 really badly hurt to the point that it's just suffering. And so the dad does pull a I Am Legend moment with the cat, and then they incinerate it because they own a mortuary. And I believe Thomas? Or was it
Me.
No, it was Maurice.
It was
Maurice put in the chat, that son of a bitch! Because he believed that they had just murdered a perfectly fine cat. But the consensus belief after discussing it is that essentially, no, the cat was very badly hurt, and what had happened is that Jane Doe had convinced the cat that the cat had been doing hunting in the vents. So the cat was in the vents, and there was a very quick dash of movement in the vents, which I believe it was me that put this idea forward. I reasoned that was the cat sprinting across to try and catch something that didn't exist, and the Jane Doe had made it look like that thing was directly in line with one of the fans, and so the cat leapt into one of the fans and was mortally wounded.
Even worse.
True.
Jane Doe is still a son of a bitch. Although also, the mirror killed a dog, so I'm definitely not okay with them either.
How?
It ate the dog!
How?
It just disappeared one day.
Wait, that's actually a
gone.
good question. Wait, no, it can... Well,
I have to do it.
Right.
that's
So
actually a good point, because
Mom.
it can eat the life from plants, but plants aren't people.
Mm-hmm. And so remember that everything the Lysair glass does is also equally written off from an outsider's perspective as human error or some other realistic force acting upon it that isn't just, oh my god, spooky glasses making the plants die. All of the plants would be explained by either as Tim tries to rationalize it 11 years after the fact, something up with the water that mom was feeding the plants, and then the similar situation happening here.
Drinking out of a Brita filter.
Right. Or in the case of the dog, while Kylie remembers the dog being noticeably weakened and wary of the room with the Lysair glass in general, Tim remembers we had to put the dad had to take the dog away and he came back alone. But regardless of what the truth of the event, we do pin pretty much every circumstance that happens in those movies on the Lysair glass because we have dramatic irony that the Lysair glass is actually evil.
You know the saddest part? I feel like, but the thing that gets me is I feel like these two entities are easily beaten just like the first two. recognizing anything that happens is not real. So, frankly, worst case scenario, it can't hurt me. It can only make me hurt myself. So I could just sit the fuck down and do nothing.
Yeah, I think the thing is that for this type of monster to work, like, spoiler alert for Oculus, which came out in what, like 2012?
Yeah,
Somewhere-
it's been a while.
I don't
around
got the
that
wiki
time.
facts up.
It's old enough that, fuck you, you should have watched it by now if you're worried about spoilers.
Unless you don't like scary movies.
Or unless you don't like scary movies. To be perfectly honest, the end of it is rather predictable.
2013, baby.
I was off by a year. Pretty good on my part.
Karen
Just because
Gillian.
you called it at the beginning of the movie, because it doesn't mean everybody else would.
You're right. And
But
I
this
do
is what
that
we
quite
do.
a bit. But I'm patting myself on the head. I did a good job. I predicted it literally the same. There's an introduction of a boat anchor with weights on it that the sister is like, it's set on a 30-minute timer. Every 30 minutes, if we don't turn back the timer, it swings, kills the mirror. And I was like, so the brother's gonna kill her with that, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Lo and behold, at the very end of the movie, we come back to Maurice's point. For some godforsaken reason, this woman, the sister, who knows that this is a psychological mirror who is affecting everything that they see, decides, oh my god, look, my dead mom in the mirror. I'm gonna hug my dead mom in the mirror, and everything's gonna be okay. Meanwhile, the brother is panicking and going, fuck you, mirror. And,
Wink.
yeah, he turns off the timer, and the anchor slides forward, slams into the back of the sister's head, and kills her.
I would love to discuss the ending of the movie once we start talking about the characters, all of the characters at play, all four of our characters
Yes.
individually. But going back to the monsters in question, one of the most difficult things, Maurice, about particularly the Lysair glass is this idea of like the haunts started off very inconspicuous in the over the course of the plot in Oculus. Its effect on the entire family in some way, shape, or form was multifaceted. With the father, it immediately wanted to go for a sort of enthralling possession style of interactions, keeping him isolated from his family slowly and slowly, more and more, within the room, more and more, even to the point where the Lysair glass can exercise control over his actions by making him take apart his own fingernail. Gore warning for anybody who makes it to that part of the movie. But then with the mother, it is the arguably one of the things it's best at. It is the subtle gaslighting.
Yes.
The ability to make the mother question almost everything she sees and hears and believes about herself and her family.
See,
to the
that
point
makes
where
sense for them, especially them as kids, but not for when you understand the mirror.
Well, that's the difference, right? I think Tim and Kylie's behavior in here work because this has become a incredibly traumatic event for their childhood. This movie in Oculus plays with a lot of things that I hope I get the chance to talk about with no level of expertise, by the way. I have no certificates or training in the realm of psychology, but I tried to explore as many of I've tried to explore as many of these topics as possible. The hardest part that we see Kylie deal with over the course of this movie as an adult is the appropriate dealing with this trauma. Tim, you could argue that he had a pretty solid dealing with this trauma, ironically, because of the very thing that will eventually make him an antagonistic force, therapy. But Kylie, she has gone her entire 11 years since the mirror's effect on her mother and father, and of course her and Tim, unable to truly ever let that go. It became a, dare I say, a dangerous, petty vendetta against this Lysair class. No matter how noble it is to actually try to destroy something that is actively proven to be a harm to the greater humanity, this is a job for Batman, not a job for Kylie. Her level of her level of emotional attachment to this situation gave the mirror a great psychological advantage, because she is going to do something in or around the glass and subsequently fall for its tactics.
Which is on her.
Well, that's the thing. I feel as though, obviously, I'm different from the character that we are
I'm
speaking.
just built different.
Always.
Well, no, I just mean mentally, psychologically, I did not go through the trauma of my mother going crazy and my dad trying to kill me, and then my brother or sister killing our dad. After our dad killed our mom?
Yep.
Well, remember, he,
On top of you, no less.
yeah.
I'll talk about that more when we get to those scenes.
But I do feel like for someone who spent their entire life from then up until this point planning and researching and trying to figure out how to beat this thing, oh my god, did she suck.
Yeah, she fell right
like,
for his tricks.
She fell for everything. Everything. Like, what's the brother's name again?
Tim.
Timbo.
Tim made the biggest mistake. In fact, he made... I think that right before he twisted it, me and Maurice were like, you should twist the timer back. You should know that there's probably something in the way.
You should understand this is the trick.
He did not.
Yeah,
he did not know.
But like, I can get him. He wasn't planning for this. He just got here.
Yeah.
Her, on the other hand, should be a master tactician.
I feel like with the way that things went, honestly, I'm trying to think about how to put this.
She fucked up?
She really fucked up. And I feel like it would have been honestly more entertaining if she had progressively gotten worse.
See, that was the thing. If she had been there by herself, she would have done a lot better. But I think the mirror was actually using the brother to weaken her, to keep attacking her at different points to make her doubt herself. And then it started coming in with heavy hits. Because if you noticed in the movie throughout it, it never really did a whole lot to the brother. Sister, on the other hand, had it out for her ass.
You wanna know what I think would have been slightly, what I think would have made it slightly more better just for me? If they swapped it. If the sister killed the brother, because she was the one going crazy about getting rid of this mirror, proving its effects, things like that. So if the mirror gave her what she wanted, oh look, you have all your proof and evidence that you killed your brother.
You know, in that same vein, could you imagine if instead in that scene where she hugged her mom, if it had been Timbo and the dad had been like, you did the right thing, I was lost, I forgive you, and then they had hugged, and then she had twisted the thing and killed him?
Yo, and then like, it looked like the brother was saying he got help, but the sister just kept going crazy. The husband's gonna be like, damn.
If I may,
be me.
There are some parts of Kylie's journey and interactions with Tim, but I'll focus on Kylie for now. There are some parts of it that I actually think works absolutely fine when it comes to her eventual failure. And one of the critical moments is actually an almost back-to-back event. If I'm not mistaken,
I think I know exactly what you're talking about.
If I'm not mistaken, the mirror's entire goal here is to do a little bit of what it did with the mom and make and specifically break down the confidence of a particular target. In this case, Kylie, because Kylie is here literally taunting it since the beginning of the movie, saying, I will kill you. And the mirror is like, cringe.
Cringe.
So the scene where Kylie has to swap out light bulbs for one of the lights in like the living room area and such. But of course, we all saw the suspenseful tension of, yes, they're supposed to be eating apples while also doing this thing that also are, kind of have the similar size and shape to an apple. So what if she bit into that bitch? That bitch being the light bulb and not the apple. And of course she does. At least the mirror makes her think so. And so that is one of the, outside of the earlier instances where visual hallucination, that was also the first auditory and tactile illusion that the mirror performs on Kylie. Because not only did she believe that she ate the light bulb when she thought she grabbed an apple, she did actually grab the apple. Spoilers for chat and people in the VOD. She did grab an apple. The mirror made her think that she ate a light bulb and subsequently had a huge chunk of it in the roof of her mouth and was bleeding from her gums, because that's what happens when you bite into a light bulb. Please, I'm gonna pause right here. Never bite into a light bulb. I don't care what the ghost of Tesla or Thomas Edison says to you. Please don't do that. I digress. Some scenes later, about 3 or 4 scenes later, this is when all of the lights in the entire facility go out, and Kylie takes it upon herself to start turning on the manual lanterns with blue light that exist equidistant all over the property. Once she, of course, in her frustrations not given to her by anything other than the glass, crashes one of the pottery that was laying around with the plants.
Kicks that sumbitch across the room.
She then has a quick illusion of the chains and the ceramic plates that her mother 11 years ago was legitimately eating. Unlike Kylie and her fake light bulb, she was eating the actual plate. Couldn't be me. Wrong. I'm a plant eater, not a China eater. Then she has the most important illusion that she'll have throughout the rest of this movie, where she goes back downstairs and encounters a figure behind her that happens to be the projection, I believe. I think the mirror decided to do her mother and not Marisol, which was like one of the most popular things that the mirror likes to project as. But I believe it was her mother, and in a reflexive action goes to attack her. When she does, she feels and sees damage and blood splatter, but then only have the illusion, quote unquote, broken, and reveal that it's actually her husband, revealed earlier in the movie, a man who's not supposed to be there at all because he's supposed to be calling, but we'll address those particular points later. What matters more is that Kylie cannot trust anything that she saw. One of her greatest strengths when trying to do everything for this experiment of hers and eventual destroying of the mirror was the reliance on her technology, her clocks, the swingy thing from the roof. I can't remember what you just called it.
Yeah, the anchor.
Yes, the anchor from the roof, her alarms, the clocks, the camera equipment, and even the strategic equidistant placement of plants and lighting. Every single technological advantage she believed that she had was slowly used against her in order to facilitate this one particular moment. Even when she busted out her video camera and saw that the plates that she imagined upstairs were not replicated on footage, confirming to her that she was seeing an illusion. When she put the camera on the body of her quote-unquote husband, it reflected on cameras. Now, the greatest part about this is that I believe before this entire diatribe of play-by-plays I just went through, Tim actually saw the ability of the Lyseer glass to put things on cameras as well, because he saw Kylie's face in moments when it was live recording and she was not directly in front of it. But he unfortunately never tells her this, which is also another thing that we'll talk about for why I think the events of everything goes down the way they do. But back to focusing on Kylie, at this moment when she gets to see that her quote-unquote husband is bled out dead in front of the doorstep thanks to a shard of the pottery that she mistook for a shard of the plates that she imagined upstairs, that broke her confidence. And that is when the glass won.
Yep.
And I blame her because once again, here's the thing. It can't hurt you. It can only make you hurt yourself or someone else hurt you. She knew this. So she did not need to stab anyone. If you would have bumped into something, screamed and jumped,
This is
like,
where
you're not real. It doesn't matter.
However, this is where I believe the specific diatribe I wanted to go into about gaslighting comes in so strong, because that's how gaslighting works.
Mm-hmm.
The entire practice, no matter it be unfortunately a human or even more unfortunately some supernatural reflecty boy, its entire purpose from the abuser is to make the victim and unfortunate recipient feel like they can't trust anything.
Yes.
Outside of in the case of like human to human gaslighting, what the gaslighter wants the person to believe.
Yeah, and I get that, but here's the problem. He came in there full well knowing it's a gaslighter and then got gaslit. You know its plan, you know its strategy, and
Right.
you walked right into its strategy.
The thing is,
there's optimal other things to do.
The thing is, Maurice, gaslighting cannot be solved. We talked about both during the movie and a little bit just earlier that how things would have been different if she was there alone.
He would have still died.
The psychological method works particularly well because you're alone. Because the person who is being gaslit is often first going back to
Isolated.
specifically human to human gaslighting as and I'll tie it back to the movie, I swear. One of the first things that abusers and those who employ this technique maliciously and sometimes not maliciously do is create isolation for their target, limiting not only the amount of information that person, there's no other person to corroborate their own thoughts, their own feelings, but then specifically the only information that's left is what the abuser provides.
Real quick
And
though,
so
I need to pause for a second. Did you say a second ago you can't fix gaslighting?
No, not fix. It's you. I believe the word that did start with F that I wanted to use was fight alone.
Well, no. Before we got into the alone part, Maurice said that if you know it's a gaslighter, then you can don't fall for the gaslight.
And I believe that I said that that's not, unfortunately, how you can fight.
I mean, I'm not saying this as a blanket everyone can, but you definitely can combat gaslighting by understanding that someone is a gaslighter. I'm speaking that from experience.
So apologies for.
Unfortunately, we've never fought a gaslighting ghost mirror though.
I don't know. So this actually allows me to take a step into the game that I'm about to stream. In fact, I should probably start doing that at this point while we continue talking. But here's my issue I have with Mortuary Assistant before I get into it. It's just like the two movies we watched this week. The only thing that can hurt me is if I take too long, I choose the wrong name, or I choose the wrong body. Like, they can't actually hurt me. And therefore, I'm just gonna very casually and quickly go through the level. Because I have nothing to fear.
I don't even think you can take too long.
No, you can.
I'm about to say you get slowly possessed.
Get more and more possessed. I don't know if there is a like actual. You might be right. There might not actually be a time limit. It might just be like as the steps go on, you get more possessed. But who knows? I'm gonna pause the music that I had playing in the background as I switch over to the other screen. Bam. And then I switch the thing real quick before I start doing that. Go back to your thing though. I just want that my thing that I wanted to put in there is that you can combat gaslighting with a meta knowledge.
That is true. Then I do want to amend that. I do realize that I'm speaking in absolutes here. One of while I was trying to look because all of this is new to me as well, in terms of specifics. One of the best ways that Tim and Kylie's particular situation could have been improved is the constant flow and corroboration of information. being able to deliberately communicate with each other when things are happening to them. And unfortunately, what we saw from even the start of the movie with Tim, no matter what he saw, he never spoke up on it. Kylie was sometimes able to notice when Tim was in the middle of a trance or coming right out of a hallucinatory trance. But Tim himself never spoke up on what he was experiencing until the point where they started experiencing things together.
Another
And
thing
then-
that she could have done, but this is hindsight. They should never separate. Like dead
Well,
ass.
they even
you
said
should.
don't separate and then immediately
no,
split
it.
up.
No, I
But
mean like they should have handcuffed themselves to each other and threw the key outside.
Yeah, they should have, because it was Tim who kept going off by himself. She
Yeah.
would say, "Hey, let's stick together," and then Tim would immediately go off by himself.
Like this
Tim
is just
was
my
the
problem.
weak
with
link
it.
in that group.
Yeah, but like this is my problem with it. She not practice, but she prepared so much just to be the one to fail that hard. When it's like if you want to have a person be that like prepared, I need to see them be able to follow through. Like in the movie Invaders, I can't remember which one it was. It was a bunch of people coming to a family reunion to kill everyone within. And this one chick who married into the family was a fucking beast, and she did not stop being a beast. She would get beaten up, she would get thrown around, she would lose a couple of fights, but she would think, she would outplay, she would outmaneuver. And I was like, see, she came prepared, and she showed us that she's prepared. This one said, I'm prepared, and you failed at every turn. Now, the only reason why, like, if anything, I would have liked the Autopsy of Jane Doe more, because I can give it to her, those two, they didn't know they were about to get haunted. But the reason why I think I found the pure reason why the Autopsy of Jane Doe is a lot lower. It's because it's not fair. They did not have a chance to win. They don't even think they have I can't think of a way they could win. This was all her just beating the shit out of them. This was an unfair fight.
Yeah, it was. They were
I-
being bullied in that movie.
Like at least in this one, there was a chance that the two could have won, and we could have went yay. Because again, they came with a plan. That the anchor was there. They could have literally just set the mirror on the anchor and left. They didn't.
Well-
Like if she didn't need to prove anything, they could have just set it there and walked out the house immediately.
Yeah, but Tim
Broke
really
itself.
did hold her back.
I mean, to be fair, the way that she was acting, she was gonna lose if she was by herself.
Yeah.
Like she fell for his ploys. She hugged her mom, knowing her mom been dead for like 11 years. She came prepared and just wasn't prepared, and that saddens me because all that prep went to nothing.
Other than her brother going to jail. Spoilers.
Now,
Going back in.
One of the things that I do like about Tim's inclusion in this story is one, the overall arc of a skeptic to a believer, which is often something that is kind of nice for any sort of just general character arc, not outside of the context of where this character. More specifically, I like the setup of his skepticism, that it's born from relatively solid therapy. I will say, thanks to a video that Roz referred to me that I could watch later, the idea that he has a dream where instead of him just being a poor, sad child and his father holding the gun, that he's holding the gun now, and that this was a new dream, a new interpretation of what was a reoccurring nightmare for the last 11 years. That being the basis for his release is not great at all.
Yeah, that was just kind of foreshadowing for the ending.
Right, there was just foreshadowing for the ending. What was important here is that Tim having this whole nightmare sequence, and this cycles back a little bit to trauma. A lot of people deal with the difficulty of accepting what had happened. Tim, in a lot of ways, while this is a term that I think is no longer used in the psychology field, helps me paint this, helps me illustrate this picture I'm trying to do. Tim is a denier, which is a type of thing that just happens as a sort of psychological response to trauma. It didn't happen. Clearly, some things have been going on outside of my perspective, outside of my experience, that informs what actually happened to me. It can't actually be the way that it happened, which in the context of like a supernatural event is reasonable, is rational even, which always plays into the dramatic irony of the kind of setting that Tim is in. We know better because we go like, yeah, this is a supernatural horror movie, Tim. What are you talking about? But in reality, anybody who's experiencing these sorts of things would have this kind of reaction that Tim has, both as a child and as an adult with 11 plus years of insane asylum counseling. This comes directly at his hindrance, not just to him, but also to his sister, since at every step of the way, Tim has to try to rationalize his experiences. Even the ones that are super suspicious, like him just what I assume wasn't happening outside of nightmares. He was having visual hallucination being in this house. And sure, he could try to rationalize that this is a very triggering location for him, but Tim's denial gets cartoonishly or almost over exaggeratingly detrimental, because now he denies everything about himself. And I would actually piggyback off of Caius's words here about why the mirror doesn't do much to Tim. Tim has done all of the legwork already. Tim is already in a vulnerable state where you show him even something that's mildly triggering and nonsensical, and he'll immediately write it off and ignore it on his own. Whereas Kylie is a much more proactive one, because going back to these two different terminologies of how to respond to trauma, Kylie is, I believe the term is, what is it? I'm going to use Embracer. But you see that Kylie's trauma isn't, oh, it didn't happen, or even trying to belittle it like, oh, it's just, maybe it really was my parents going crazy and we just got caught in the crossfire. It's like, no, that mirror is fucking evil. And now I will actually dedicate it, knowing full well that this is something that I cannot specifically share with other people in my life. My husband knows nothing about what I'm about to do over the next 11 years, but he's with me through thick and thin. He extends his help despite not knowing what that help is actually entailed for. And she was originally going to do it herself, which I do believe is her own, which I do believe the gun-ho-ness and overconfidence that she has is part of the many things that leads to her downfall, as I tried to evidence before with the scene of her quote-unquote killing her husband.
Good times.
Tim's thing here, he does, as Kai's already said, act like a thorn in the side. Since both Tim and Kylie's experiences here mirror a lot of aspects of what happened between Alan, the father, and Marianne. I'm gonna call her Marianne because I don't remember her specific name right now.
The moms?
Yes.
I got you, Chief.
Mary. Yeah.
No. Marie. Maria?
Yeah, it's Marie.
Mary?
Perfect.
Marie.
So Marie and Alan, Marie and Alan's whole thing, is that we see one slowly lose ration and confidence due to constant butting heads and interjection from the other party. While it's not the same thing, because fortunately there are no Alabama, Tim is in a relationship with Kylie. It's rather just a reinterpretation of the same dynamic, where Alan presents himself as the skeptic and the rational one between the two, despite us knowing that he is fully possessed and has been down bad since like the movie began.
Could I just slip in here? Just a small slip.
Yeah.
These movies had a budget. The budget for Oculus, a smooth 5 million, made 44 million.
That'd be
The budget for the Autopsy of Jane Doe doesn't say. Made a smooth 6 million.
Ooh.
Autopsy is a little bit shorter at 86 minutes versus the 103 of Oculus.
Hmm.
Also, I need formaldehyde. There it is.
Oh, they reorganized your place.
Yeah.
Now we do see a bit of a similar dynamic, but much to a less degree because some key differences in how this. The younger is much more in tune with the possibility that this is a haunt and not just a normal or abnormal autopsy. But the father leans constantly on his experience as a form of early skepticism during this initial thing. Doesn't necessarily shut down all of his son's ideas, but does provide the sort of rational reason to stay as long as they unfortunately we have until they felt like that they couldn't reasonably. We learned, of course, we talked about in the open of this that pretty much everything that that Jane does in terms of isolating them in the morgue house was an illusion. There was no storm, despite the radio broadcast being a radio broadcast saying as such. There was no tree blocking the storm door, as much as a tree would like to love block storm doors.
Which is crazy because he could not open it though.
I'm really starting to feel like the first body I grabbed is the haunted one because there's a lot of shit going on already. Maybe I'm secretly... Nope, I'm fine possession-wise. What?
But yeah,
like,
this does bring up the problem of the Autopsy of Jane Doe. I don't know what was real or not because the storm wasn't real, but he couldn't open the door. So was that his brain saying, "Oh no, oh it won't open"? But in reality, the door is wide open. He just looks like a goofball.
Yeah.
No, I think she was keeping the door closed.
Either that or yes, it's sort of the. You know how actors are told to make something believable if they're supposed to perform on stage and pretends that an object on the stage is heavy when most of the time it's not because motherfuckers need to move these things. They will make
injuries.
They will make the motions exaggerate the use of their the hind legs and probably squish their bodies intentionally against the object, implying that they require so much more surface area to apply their force. I believe is my at least reading into this is the very same idea that Jane made them believe that the object is heavy, and so almost like every single Hanna-Barbera cartoon that features a mime, they actually believe it's heavy, and they're like, "Oh damn, I can't open this. Dude, what's going on here?" We see it not only when they try together the first time, but even when the son tries much later in the night prior to his death, when he's by himself and supposedly there was someone on the other side, they're available to open it up. He even hears the sound of the tree being cut by presumably a buzzsaw or whatever cutting apparatus that revs like that. And so he would have reason to believe that it should be easier to open now. Yet Jane is like, it's not that easy to open. And he's like, damn, it's not that easy to open.
Also, another thing. Oh, go ahead, Ross.
She used the radio multiple times during that night to warn them before she started getting in. Like, the first few times it was subtle. The last time, she was blatant with it.
Yes.
She was like, okay, you fucked around. Now you're about to find out. There's no getting out now.
But here's another thing that it's not a it's kind of a problem. Jane had one of those I got lucky everything went according to plan. Because a lot of their choices helped Jane out. Like, oh, look, someone's coming. I hear the ringing. Don't worry, son. I'll hit him with an axe. How about I just sock him in the face, father, so we don't accidentally, murder something? Because like it's a dead body. I think I could take it. We don't need to be swinging axes about. Or, oh man, let's get rid of this body by setting it on fire. Or we could not try to, that's we're still in the building, homeboy.
Yeah, you
That's
see,
foolish.
I think that speaks to a lot of what I was trying to say earlier. The father and the use of making the father the rational character, because those are sort of what we expect any person in a moment of crisis to do, where they go like, all right, let's do this, let's do that, try to find solutions to the situations that they find themselves in. The son is not that proactive as a character when it came to when it came to dealing with many of the hallucinations that they've seen. I believe it was the father who was the first one to grab hold of the dresser back when they were in the office.
Mhm.
And then the son, picked up the pace and go like, oh, okay, we're doing this. Similarly, when the father himself got hurt, he took himself into the bathroom, isolated away from his son, even though it was only 5 feet. It was enough to get ragdolled in that in that 10 cubic meter room.
Mhm.
Dog walk that old
As
man.
well as him being the one to take Stanley out of the vents, the cat aforementioned, and snap Stanley's neck, giving it a peaceful send off, or
You
as
know what?
peaceful as Jane Doe wanted to give it.
What do I have left on this? Oh, applied the moisturizer. Sorry, I feel like I'm just saying things at points. I kind of want to just see if I can't speedrun this and just fucking...
I can't hold anything else.
No, I can't hold anything else.
Oh, give it a shot.
I'm
Yeah.
tempted just to put it... Oh, yeah, wait, what am I doing? There's nothing wrong with going... Bip.
But yeah, that's normally my problem with villains. I'm not the biggest fan of when a villain can just get away with sure luck on their side that, oh, what's her name actually came back in time and she decided that she also wanted to pull a plank and so she set it up to like the elevator open, things like that, but you didn't know dad was just gonna swing an axe when frankly my first solution is to punch the shit out of it. Check out what we're dealing with.
Right.
And that's what the son was prepared to do until the dad, pulled him back and axe ready. And also another one is still the fire. Dad, I love you, but you're not setting the room I'm standing in on fire. I've ever elbow dropped this bitch right now.
Now, I must admit,
You know what? I just want to do it.
I must
feel
admit,
like
that was the son's idea. The initial dousing of gasoline.
That was dumb of him then. I would have
Right.
been the dad. I am
Well-
not.
So yeah, we see that thing. It was set up earlier in the movie when it came to their work and how they flowed together. The father is methodical, for the most part, more methodical than the son is. The son is quick to jump to conclusions, which does have its strength, as I labeled before, as his perceptual ability to know that it was a haunt, or at least be reasonably certain that something much more dangerous than what's going on is about to occur. But the father had arrogance in that sort of experience and technique and methodicalness, or more methodicalness that comes with his very nature, and definitely doesn't stop him from doing irrational and accidental damage to things. After all, this is entirely how the girlfriend dies, and how he so quickly jumps on his son's idea of setting the room on fire and doesn't bother to like leave it first.
I did it wrong.
I noticed. You tried though.
I don't even know what it was.
I think one of the strengths that comes is not an intimate
Okay.
of their individual people that they're haunting, but rather once they do know something about the once they do know something about each individual person, that they try to weaponize relationship dynamics. They weaponize information, the lack thereof, or the overstimulation of. They weaponize uh, they weaponize the inherent us versus them survival mechanic when people are put under stress. Kylie and the father had no intention of harming another human being. At the time, Kylie thought it was just another aspect of the Lacier glass.
I see
The
what you
father,
mean. The
the
fight or
father
flight
believed
response.
it was one of the many risen morgue, prepped morgue bodies in the containers when they swung that axe or swung their shard of pottery.
hmm The only difference I have for the father and Kylie is the father didn't know what was happening on the rules. She did, but now I have another. It's not an issue this time, but it's a unwinnable situation.
Hmm.
She can control their bodies in Oculus.
Yeah.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
she feels super duper threatened, she can take full control
Not
of
even
her.
that. Remember, she made them move the plants and cameras when they thought they were standing still having a conversation,
Yep.
Sure.
and they did not notice. Which means I could just kill myself.
Yes. Yeah. In fact, we when Kylie died stuff, there were several examples of that. One was the woman who killed her son in, I believe, a local pond, and then proceeded to break every bone in her body except the right hand, which was used to hold the hammer to do all of the other damage. The other example, I believe, was the most recent one before Kylie and Tim's family got it, which was some random Frenchman who tried to get rid of the mirror, but then stopped in the process of doing it and then just walked into open traffic.
Yep.
Yeah, and this mirror ain't gonna let me throw it into the ocean where I want it to be.
Yeah, yeah. I
In the
think
mirror.
that puts the Lysier glass on a distinct, and why I like it more, a distinct tier above in terms of its horror factor, because of the optics of what everything looks like. The illusions weren't just for us. The illusions weren't just for our poor victims in both
Oh,
of
there it
these
is.
movies. They were also for us. We were straight up misled by various things that both the Lysier Glass and Jane Doe just straight up tries to show us for the process of us watching a film or movie. We just gave an example of how we did not fully piece together what happened to Stanley until after we saw the movie and talked to each other to corroborate our experience and our information.
Yeah.
And only then did we come across a version of events that makes the most sense for what we all experienced. This is what I wanted to talk about a little bit before when it came to actually Kylie and Tim's failings together specifically, because they didn't cooperate any information together. The gaslighting was able to go off on rampant, no matter how meta Kylie specifically was, because Tim always interjected and was not a part of her support system, if I had to use that.
Yeah, that was one of the things that I wanted to point out because Kylie was highly confident in herself. She knew what she needed to do and everything. But whenever I started to think maybe it was the glass doing it because every time she felt confident, she started explaining what she needed to do and what they both needed to do in order to beat the glass. Tim would always come in to just keep chipping away at that armor of hers. And then once that armor was sufficiently beaten down by Tim, and Tim could no longer like take shots because the mirror proved that Kylie was right. That was when the mirror started going for killing blows, like the light bulb in the husband thing,
Mm,
and it did something similar with the mom and the dad. The dad, it was just whispering to, like it was a friend. The mom, on the other hand, it was a little bit more antagonistic. It was attacking her insecurities.
I'm gonna fuck your man.
No.
And because she was insecure, the way it
I'm gonna
seems like
use the children to corroborate your.
yes, because it seems like the mirror picks the weakest link and takes down the entire family through them. Because the way it did the mom, it went after the dad first, not because the dad was the most vulnerable, but because the mom was the most vulnerable. Because she had that scar and it made her feel ugly. So the best way to start the gaslighting was to make her think the dad was cheating.
Infidelity. Make sure like one of the kids see me, and then one of them's gonna ask a question. Hey, Dad, who was that lady in your office?
Yeah, exactly. Because the kids
was
did
the
not need
who?
to see the ghost. The
Every
only
time.
benefit for the ghost to see, for the kids to see the ghost was for the info to get back to the mom.
Yeah.
And it's like real hardcore when you like kind of think about it, because the mom rarely left the house, so that means, yo, Dad was being bold as shit,
Yes.
Right.
bringing people over.
I don't
Like
even
the
think the mom had
wife
a day
still in
job.
the home.
What'd you say?
I don't even think the mom had a day job.
No, it was just the dad, and he worked from home, unless he was doing like business trips.
Right.
So like, yo, if you get cheated on while you're in the house,
Yeah.
yeah,
that
I'd
is-
probably go feral too.
That's a bold maneuver,
Right.
Cotton. Let's see if it pays
Like-
off.
But that
Yeah,
was the
it's-
craziest part. It was doing its shtick
That's not it.
until the moment when the mom almost hit the mirror with that cup when she was in a fit of rage.
Yep.
And then
Yep.
it just completely snapped at that point.
It said,
because
"Oh no, we're right. You no harm."
could not risk it because
Yo,
the only way to hit the mirror or to defeat the mirror, I guess,
At the very
from the
least,
way the
damage it.
movie, yeah, to damage it is to unintentionally do it, because that's exactly what happened with the dad. Because the dad forced Tim to hold the gun while he did the suicide thing and pulled the trigger on himself. That was the only time him
Content
hitting the
warning.
mirror that it got content warning. That was the only time the
Yeah.
mirror ever got damaged.
you have
Yeah.
to say self-termination.
Yes, self-termination.
The unalives.
I like
The-
the idea that the mirror was like, oh, it's just fun messing with people. Then the mom threw the cup at the mirror, and the mirror's like,
Whoa, bitch!
see, now I'm mad. It is
Now
like,
I'm mad. Right.
after you are tormenting my family, now
That's
you're
right.
upset? Yeah.
Exactly.
That was also the thing. While it had the mom fully possessed like that, it was breaking her psyche and forcing her to take out the kids. The dad was completely fine.
That's right.
Or at least
was
was
children.
inactive.
Yeah, it was highly inactive, which means whatever strength it had built up over that time was only enough to fully possess the mom, while her defenses were sufficiently low. So
And then when she had young Kylie in her chokehold and started to regain reason
yes,
and probably, presumably, lose possession, that's when the father comes in going, this is why I possessed 2 bodies, not 1.
yes, because it lost control over the mom, and her defenses were a lot higher now because she knew she was possessed, or at least knew something was wrong. So it could not risk possessing her again and failing, so it just got rid of her. And then with the same thing happened with the dad at the end, because when he almost killed his children, he managed to snap out of it. But the realization of everything that he had done to them and to the mom was enough for him to be like, end it. I don't know how much longer I can fight this thing off. I don't like what I've become. We need to stop this. Just
Sure,
fucking
I'll look at
shoot
them.
me.
Oh no, there's no one in the mirror. Sorry, please continue.
But yeah, the
Wait,
the
did you
mirror-
just say? Did you just say there's no one in the mirror and you looked out a window?
I meant the window, don't. Well, you gotta point out all my flaws, Maurice. You're supposed to
Because
build
I
me
did-
up, not fucking poke me.
I thought I misheard.
No, you
we
heard
we
right.
work for the mirror now, Kaiser. We've seen the
There we
movie.
go.
We work for the mirror now.
First it was cyberpsychosis, now it's mirror plane.
Why did you
You
let me
see,
die?
we just keep losing our minds here at WAMM.
What?
Yeah, facts.
Did you have something to say to me?
What?
You didn't have that before.
He's playing the game still.
Oh,
You didn't have that on your forehead before, sir.
Well, maybe you just didn't mark it down. The gaslighting.
It's real.
You gonna be in the bathroom again? Nope. Okay.
Anyways,
Yeah, I do actually really like the fact that So I can't tell you why I'm a big fan of it, but I am a very big fan of the idea of parents being able to get. Wait, what?
control.
This is all your fault.
Oh. Hi.
reassuming direct control.
Every second with you. Time is running out, Rebecca.
Okay.
You heard him, Kaiser.
Time is running out, Rebecca. Here, let's do the test. Am I more possessed? No, it's Squiggles.
Does that mean yes?
No.
Squiggle, squiggle, squiggle. Oh,
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
What was I saying?
you were talking
Yeah,
about
that's what I was
parents.
I very much enjoy it when parents are able to kick possession when the whatever tries to have them kill their children.
Mm-hmm.
Not their partner, just the children.
I care less about the partner than the children when it comes to that, honestly.
Damn.
Right.
That's an L.
I like the idea of parental protection.
I ain't
I
killing
do.
my kids, not to die.
This is also, in fact, I think that that particular aspect is one of the many reasons
Why is the paper on fire?
of Autopsy of Joan.
So
Yes.
essentially, there are these little things that. Oh, there it is. These little things pop up, and Z. They help to identify the demon.
Know what were you saying, Thomas?
I can answer what Thomas was saying and explain that he is correct. I very much like the fact that in several scenes during the autopsy of Jane Doe, when shit was going down, the kid was the first one to grab like a weapon, but simultaneously the dad would just take it and be like, "Don't come near my
Back up, I
boy."
got this.
It's my boy. No one else can have him.
My boy. Fuck, I forgot
It's
what the
mine.
thing is.
That's because they changed it.
Yeah, but like, I had learned and now I've forgotten. Ah, yes. There are those. There's that.
Was I the
There's
only
that
one
here.
that didn't really like the girlfriend in Autopsy of Jane Doe?
I mean, for the 7 minutes she was there, yeah, she was cool.
For the 7 minutes. She was
kinda
not there
annoying
very
to me.
long.
Probably. Look, they were doing their cute little fun couple things. Sure, she didn't. She was kind of being mean. Like, come on, your dad's a big boy. Yeah, but no, he needs help and everything. Mom left. Look, you ain't telling that we're skipping town. The whole thing.
Yep.
You,
Gone.
I mean, I think you should be telling them that, and I guess you're not anymore. You're all gonna stay here forever.
That's right. We all sink down here, Jane said.
We all float down
I think
here.
this one might be the demon.
What happened?
It's got like a whole marking on him.
Oh no.
Oh my god, is that a signature?
Well, you should probably read up on the demon.
Well, I don't know who it is yet.
Oh.
I do know it's
I want to say, what sigils have you encountered so far?
That weird kind of a Z with a little dash and an actual Z. I'm gonna. Oh, I have to enter a limit. Might be, I forgot. I'm doing
Well, I
things
see.
out of order.
But I say, with just the two, we were able to identify the first one.
Yeah, and I've been able to do that relatively consistently, unless I got the last one wrong. I don't know. I may have ran it a little fast. Blemishes to the left leg. What? Left shoulder contusion. Oh, I only found 5 of the 6. Sorry, I gotta. Yo, what up with my vision?
There we go.
Sorry, I missed your foot.
Anyways, so did y'all? Oh, okay, they both left. So did you like the movies?
I liked Oculus. I think there were good things about the other one. Let's look at Invidus. I need to find a Z and a technically Z. Z, technically Z. Let's see if there's any with Z and technically Z. Technically Z, but no Z. Technically Z, but no Z. Nope. And then the last house. Assimilation. Nope. Z and technically Z. There is more than one option. So it's either Anik or
Hawk.
Anik or Kovos.
We'll figure it out. Huh. When did we get 20 followers? That's neat.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. We'll find that out later.
Anyways.
Hi, friend. Do you want to take this out to the front so you can actually be a help, or you're just gonna exist and run? You're just gonna exist and run. It's fine. I'll be back. I don't need any help.
Was he hiding underneath the thing?
Nah, he was standing up behind him, and then he, like, there was a loud drum, and he ducked down behind it.
Oh, coward. But yeah, I think my biggest problem was, looking back on it, neither one had a win situation, which kind of just takes away all the tension.
I'm missing. I don't know what I'm missing.
I already have.
Do you have all the needle things?
I already have one of those.
I like the first time this place was here. It was much better organized.
Yeah, I agree.
I
This
already
one
have one
is
of those.
horrific.
I already have one of those.
I could have. Meh.
But yeah, the fact that
just the
neither,
iClouds.
you got it.
I'm missing
But
something.
the fact
Nope.
that neither one of them could have a chance of winning is the thing that really saddens me about these two movies. Because I like I like the chance, the odds. I like when the bad guys win, but I also like the good guys having a chance to win.
Yeah, it is. Both of these stories are quite tragic in that respect, because there are more bodies than I actually in both movies.
Alright, I
They
need to
did Tim
find-
so dirty.
Wait, I've got fasteners. What the fuck do I need?
Check the list.
Injection needle and setting needles. I don't have a setting needle.
Although I do think, because of how tragic both
I
of
don't
these
have
are, in
either needle.
particular, they act as like really good psychological. This is referencing this video. Roz referred to me. The core thesis of the video, outside of the other plot point that I took from it, was this idea of classifying the Lassier glass in particular as an Eldritch horror. The same kind of MO that many Eldritch horrors written by H.P. Lovecraft tend to have. One of the dubious origins, and then another of the unique ways that its mere presence affects the poor common man. And to be quite honest, I do have a bit of a daydream of, okay, so the Lassier glass doesn't want to be hot, right? Because it has clear self-preservation tendencies.
Right.
What if I just pretended I was moving it to a different place and I just busted my ass because I intentionally left my shoes untied?
There we go.
Now it's in front of me.
What if someone just shoves the hell out of me? Like, okay, as I walk to the door, just dash into me. It's like full speed. I don't want to.
Right.
Shit, the mirror.
The fuck did I...
I said, like, you can move the mirror, right?
Yeah.
And the mirror doesn't mind being moved, but the hard part is, I kind of just want to accidentally leave it in a construction site.
Well,
Like a
that's the thing,
building
right?
that's going to blow up and just, oops.
That's the thing, right? We don't necessarily know its full range of capabilities. We know it can be greater than 30 feet since it eventually affects the whole house, much to Kylie and Tim's dismay. But we also know that people can't touch it. After all, it was moved not once but twice. Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times.
Doctor didn't kill everyone in that auction house.
Right. It was trying to, potentially, since in the early scene after Kylie has her initial spook in the storage room with the mannequin busts under sheets, and apparently that actor, that security guard that comes in to talk with her and do all those things, that was actually one of the original actors of the short film. But the cool side notes aside, the plants were drained of their energy while she
Yeah.
was leaving the complex. So potentially this Lysair glass literally does it every placed somewhere. It's just a matter of how long can it be in one spot in order to do its thing. But this comes to my point that I would love to see what happens if scheduled it for like demolition or destruction and someone just put it in a box and just shipped it to one of the trash processing centers and it's just on the conveyor belt leading to the furnace.
What I
Well,
would be
that's
more interested to find out is what would happen if it was in the house when it got destroyed.
Right,
that's the
that
thing,
same
though.
thing, right?
That's the thing. Kylie goes over the history. It was in a house fire at one point and then disappeared for like 100 years or so, and then popped back up somewhere.
Hmm. The real difficulty is that you probably have to observe it being destroyed. How does one observe something destroyed without hand?
It's
While there is an
possible it
answer to
could-
that question, it's not an easy one to come across. It's not or a logistically.
It's possible it could mind control you into saving it.
Well, I know what you can do. This one's risky because it's the only way I've seen it work before. The mirror doesn't seem to mind when someone dies in front of it, and it takes the risk of getting injured. Because remember, Dad got shot, I got injured, and then the hammer or the anvil swung and got stuck in the sister's neck, which
Yep.
is lucky for the mirror that it didn't
That is
tear.
not longer than a human body.
Not even that. It's that this is an anchor and it's being swung into human flesh. She does not look that sturdy.
Not at all.
That thing could have went like through her. Her head could have came off, and that mirror would have got it, and it would have been like, "Oh, that's on me."
It would have been the Doc Ock. Not Doc Ock. It would have been Green Goblin from Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. Where he presses the button, sees it coming towards Spider-Man, Spider-Man dips. Oh, and gets skewered himself. Ah, I almost got you, Parker. Oh,
Hey, Pete, do me a favor. Don't tell Harry.
Well, at least we know what we have to do. Ooh, a note.
I can't pick him
Ooh,
up.
ooh, a piece of candy. Ooh, a piece of candy.
Oh, an
Ooh, a
altar.
piece of candy.
Oh, cassette.
If I am to disappear, know that it was not
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-dum.
I should be killed on sight.
If I am to disappear, know that you're going to die.
But
Thanks.
I will eat you.
Kaiser, there was a
person.
question I'd asked you,
Here, I'll go in.
and you said you wouldn't answer it until today.
Oh. What was the question?
Which one
Right.
did you like better, Annabelle, Oculus, or Diary of Jane Doe? I mean, Autopsy of Jane Doe.
Hold on, I'm getting a lot of breathing.
What are you
Yeah,
Yo.
that, the demon be like that.
They all diarrhea Jane Doe.
I can't hold anything else.
Oh.
Great, now I have to wash my hands because you're a filthy, filthy boy.
Sorry.
Or it was one of the Conjuring movies, maybe, I think.
No,
Conjuring.
it was. I believe. I believe you specifically asked about Annabelle, but also Kaiser did specifically Conjuring 1 is his favorite
there
out
it
of
is.
the four.
We got a Dank G.
Nice.
The dankest.
Sorry, real quick. I just want to determine which one it is. Sorry, I keep saying. Repeat the movies that I am ordering.
Annabelle,
Okay.
The Autopsy of Jane, and Oculus.
Of those three, Autopsy is the worst.
Because I picked. Go ahead, Kaiser.
Oculus is slow. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about its speed. However, is it better or worse than Annabelle? I would say it's better than Annabelle, from my perspective.
I too agree.
I'm glad that we're asking.
Yeah, well, I
That's what
only
we-
say it like that because of the fact that it could be argued that Annabelle is the worst of the two. We got the Dank G over there. Does this one also have a Dank G, though? No Dank G. So, back. Invidious. Fancy Z, Dank G, H that's going through phase.
H that's going through a phase.
Well, Kai's playing this for a moment. I'd like to explain why I
Can't
suggested
hold
those
anything
movies.
else.
Because throughout all of the Conjuring movies and Annabelle and the stuff that we watched, I started to see a specific formula.
That's right. Okay.
In a way that the ghosts would ramp up and then finally carry out their thing.
That's right.
And I was like, I've seen 2 other movies very similar to this formula, but I think they're better. So I will put them up for watching on the WAMM team.
There we go.
I'm glad you did.
We
I
did
do.
it.
I do like these
Oculus-
movies.
Oculus is actively in my top 5 favorite horror movies. Even though I would classify it more as a suspense movie than a horror
Banish a
movie.
demon to hell. It must be bound to its chosen
Well,
Again-
thriller.
Again, psychological horror is horror.
3 objects in this
This is very psychologically damaging.
Yeah.
First, the clay tablet in the center is called
Yeah, some people can't handle it.
Place the smaller
Clearly.
pieces in the correct
Them reviews is trash.
Yeah, that's the thing, is I feel bad for Oculus, because it's got so many, like, mixed and/or just bad reviews, and it definitely seems as though the reason for it is just because people don't have the patience to watch it.
Yeah.
It will force the demon to
People
Which is
are
always
looking
a
for those-
shame.
I've never seen a review where somebody was asking for jump scares.
They can be obvious.
Like that was trash. Like jump scares suck.
Once
But
you are certain the demon
Oculus was unnerving because of the build-up. You never knew what was real. You never knew what the mirror was fucking with you with. You never knew what character was gonna get it next.
I have a problem with the idea that jump scares suck. That is one of the main points and staples of a horror movie, is to jump scare you.
Right.
Like,
But
like here's the thing: like Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, and like things like that. Them walking after you is not scary. Them coming out of nowhere from behind a tree and gripping you up by the neck out of nowhere, that's scary. If he's behind me, I know he ain't in front of me.
But the problem with jump scares is not jump scares themselves, it's implication. People got lazy with it.
Yeah, see, but here's
Just
the thing.
like the fucking random cat out of nowhere jump scares in every horror movie.
Yeah, but here's the problem though. People complain about actual good jump scares too. They give it a whole jump scares. That's why I base jump scares off of how good or bad they were, not just, oh, this movie has jump scares, the lazy man of horror. Like that's what horror movie does not have jump
Fuck it.
scares.
I'm real sure about this one.
All right.
I was real sure about the last
That's
one too, but I'm fucking here for it. Can I?
Line it up.
You know what?
Line up.
Fine, I'm gonna.
Line up.
You're keeping that, but I'll do the last one.
You're keeping that. But yeah,
My
like
journey.
jump scares are highly important to scary movies because, like, here we go. If you look at old horror movies, they have jump scares. They have 2 people having a conversation, a person a little too far to the left, someone puts a hand on their shoulder, they go, they turn around, it's just Timothy. Hey, I didn't mean to scare you like that. Even Michael Jackson's Thriller has a jump scare.
True.
And it's like, you saying jump scares are probably the laziest thing in horror movies. It's like nothing else is going to be scary.
No,
not you.
oh,
The
okay.
people as a whole. Like reviewers, people like that, people who just don't get horror movies, thinking like, oh, it's just a bunch of jump scares. Yeah. It's like how action movies is just a bunch of fighting. It's the other things too, but the main point is, does it have good fight scenes? Are you sick of fight scenes?
Like,
I think the big thing for me personally is how much is the movie relying on the jump scare? Like, is it
yeah,
the only thing? Is it like this game, where literally the only like horror thing that's really happening is a jump scare?
Yeah, but there's nothing else that can be scary.
there's build up and that can
Well,
fuck.
I
Yeah,
mean, there's a lot of other things
leads
that can be
but that
scary.
leads to a jump scare.
Yeah,
Did I get everything?
but that's the thing. Jump scares should
Okay.
be earned. There should be tension and build up
Oh
before you
yeah.
just start throwing them out willy nilly. Like one movie that I think does it very well, even though narratively the movie kind of fails, but it does the jump scares and the build up very well. Is Insidious.
Yeah.
Wait, is Insidious the one with the spooky kids?
The red lip demon. Oh, the spooky kids?
It's like the movie where the kids are being, the guys watching found footage films of families that got murdered and the kids being spooky during it.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about. The one with
Sinister.
the
Sinister, yes, Sinister. Sinister did that very, very well.
yeah. And it's like, if there's no jumps, like, okay, I gotta ask Kaiser this because he's the one who just said it. What else could this game do to make it scary? Like, what makes a game scary?
So I think that one of the key things that I think needs to happen is I think I need to actually be in, like, what just happened right there? The light was turned off in that room.
Mhm.
In response, I walked in and turned back on the light. In order for that to be scary to me personally, what would need to happen is that I would have to believe there is something in there that could threaten me. I think a game that did this very well, it's the easy out, but I'm gonna use it.
Alien Isolation?
Amnesia.
Oh.
Here's the difference. I don't think Alien Isolation is actually a very good horror game. It's honestly a more resource management game than anything else.
I always saw it as a cat and mouse game, but I always have to be the mouse.
That is also true.
But yeah, to me it is just a resource management game. If you have enough of the thing, then you're going to survive. If you don't have it, then get ready to go back to your last save point.
Ooh.
Like, you can literally sprint through that game.
But I kind of feel the same thing about Amnesia because it doesn't. I don't get scared with games, so. But yeah, like playing like Amnesia, it was just a bunch of jump scares or this dude trying to cut my finger off or something. It's like, this freak, yo, get away from me, you nasty.
I mean,
Like,
that is scary.
the thing is, it is scary, but it's just not scary to me. But those things mostly also rely on jump scares.
Right. Similarly, I also think that the Mortuary Assistant has the
All right.
the same kind of horror factor that sometimes from Alien are the sole character of that game, right?
Eh?
You are the sole human being moving throughout the places in Alien Isolation, or am I Outlast?
I know you're.
Get back on the table.
Outlast is
No, I
one
need
where
you.
I know
The
you're
one
by
with
yourself.
The main
but
character is
Alien
Isaac,
Isolation-
right?
No, that's Dead Space. That's Isaac Mud Stomping Clark.
So I am thinking of Dead Space then.
Yeah. Where you are completely by yourself, but that's more of a zombie game where it's like,
Right.
oh, that's where the scares are with jump scares and these
Ooh, look
really
at the
sometimes
floor
hard to kill
here.
things.
You guys did a
The-
good job with this floor.
I bring it up because the factors are twofold. Not just the fact that there is something that's there, it's the tension that comes from its environment, from the fact that there probably should be something there, that there could be something there, all the way up until whether or not it is confirmed or not with your first encounter in the example of Dead Space. Here in Mortuary Assistant, the demon is not a physical presence.
That's not.
It can make the bodies move, and the bodies themselves won't do anything because they're cold, stiff, and full of rigor mortis, full of Rick and Morty. But that doesn't change the uncomfortable atmosphere that comes from being in this place at the wee hours of the night with the thing that theoretically is there.
But the main thing is that it will just lead to jump scares.
Can I leave yet? This looks like a way out. I would like to.
Which is my main thing of saying is all horror relies on jump scares.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that all horror relies on jump scares, but it is something that is you're able to fall back to. How the fuck do I get out of here?
I would like to believe that it's a useful tool.
Yeah. For me, it's just like it's hard to like not have like I cannot think of a single horror movie that does not rely on jump scares to like to finish out the big hit or anything like that. It'd be like, oh, is someone in this one? No. Someone's in here? No. Gets to the last one, tension building, and nothing. Oh, you walk out the room, jump scare.
Yeah.
It's just there's just no real horror movie that just does not rely heavily on, well, not heavily, but they don't rely on jump scares to do most of the finished work. Like if the whole movie was just tension with no jump scares, I think that should also give everyone a heart attack expecting a jump scare, but they'll just never get that payoff.
Yeah, like can I talk about a jump scare that pissed me off?
Sure.
Okay, it's from this movie that I really like.
She choking you out?
Yeah,
a little bit. I'm now in the
Yo,
air.
how about I choke you out?
Oh. Is that my shadow?
Jesus.
Oh, I'm on fire.
Oh, where are you taking? We're clipping.
This horror movie from like long time ago. I think it's like 2006. Called Stay Alive.
Oh, I remember Stay Alive.
Yeah, I love that movie. The first half of it, anyway. But there's this one jump scare early on in the movie where this guy is washing dishes, and he's just at home by himself, expecting his friends to come over.
Formaldehyde.
And he goes to the door because somebody knocked, and he looks through the door, the peephole thing.
That's not cool.
And nobody's there. Then out of nowhere, Frankie Muniz pops up.
Frankie Muniz.
Yeah. He's like, open the door. That's not the part that makes me mad. I'm gonna explain why I was mad and why this jump scare did not work on me. The jump scare did not work because I was flipping out because the dishes he was washing was disposable cups and plates. I was like, why are you washing that?
Why are you washing that? No, that's fair.
I was so mad at that I did not even see the fucking jump scare. Like
that's a valid concern.
Wow.
Why is he washing that?
Fucking
throw them away.
Answer yourself, Muniz.
Look, we don't have the money for real cups, so we gotta keep the plastic cups going as long as they can.
Brother?
So the red throwaway party cups and fucking plastic plates.
Hi, Mom.
He's washing those, and I'm losing my shit about that. And then the Frankie Muniz jump scare thing happens, and I'm like, come on,
Oh, you're my
fuck
grandma.
outta here.
Can I fucking get back to work, please?
Hi, Gran. I've just come to watch you work,
All right,
dearie.
fine. I'll go over here. Have I lost? Is that what's going on?
I just wanted to
Don't you love your grandma, dearie?
Don't
Not
you
anymore.
miss me?
I mean,
We
she did
can't
say,
trust
"Don't you
boomers
miss me?"
anymore.
I brought you some.
I'll swing on you.
Oh, it's a knife. Did I lose?
Thought maybe
Did I
Yeah,
take
throw
too
it in my
long this
chest.
time?
slit your wrist for me.
Can you
Just a
move?
little cut.
No.
I thought
I
maybe
can't
you
even
could
look away.
slit your wrists for me. Gran, the only thing I want to cut in. Currently, we don't have a kitchen.
The only thing I need to cut into is these bodies in here. Oh my god.
He's
Damn.
shanking you.
All right, can
I'm
I
about to
please
say,
get
yo.
back to work? Because at this point, I'm worried about the time limit, and the game keeps fucking stop me from doing my goddamn work.
Oh, Grandma was getting in there though. She was getting it in.
Yeah, look at this. Yeah, I'm very much getting to the point that I'm. Can I? Yeah, I can't.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's a real symbol.
Yeah, it's getting real bad at this point.
And you still couldn't incinerate the body that you're assuming
Well, I
is the
can't
correct
stop
one.
now because I need the gurney.
True.
So I have to
Yeah.
finish.
I just chuck him in there if I could. Just Woo.
Come back over here. Hip, hip, yep, back.
I'm
Bit-
missing
But
something.
Oh,
yeah.
I am not.
Horror. You got this. But yeah, horror movies, jump scares, reliance, blah 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 blah. Yeah, I enjoyed the. Well, I can't. I enjoy
So-
more psychological ones like Oculus and the Autopsy of Jane Doe, but I just don't like the fact that they don't have a chance to win.
That is a pretty big key, like, for me as well. I do think that there needs to be some kind of an out. I don't like it when they go, like, super hardcore with it. Like, the only way to kill him is to find the god tier Dorito chip.
There we go.
Well,
Get that blooded Jeebus going.
this is where I find myself divided because I, as we all know from my many ranks, I do not like no-win scenarios, and I don't like it when something is hopeless. But I don't mind the fact that they lost in Oculus.
Well, I don't
Or-
mind that they lost. It's the fact that they couldn't win.
Yeah, I don't mind that they lost. What I hate, what I cannot stand is those movies that try to build up a win condition and then go, oh no, we're changing the rules. That's not how it works. And then it keeps going. Like that was one of the reasons why I know Thomas, you love them, but I don't like the Grudge movies. And I did not like The Ring because they build you up to be able to try to stop it. And then at the end they go, psych, nah, and then everybody dies.
It's like, no, we got 4 more in this installment.
She doesn't. You will perish.
So, you're sure it's that one, right?
No, it's the one next door, yeah.
Yeah. Is there a reason why that one's already... Are we dying? What just happened?
The lights flicker a lot.
Oh.
But yeah, this one, he has a mark on his arm. Like, I couldn't imagine it being more obvious than that.
Did you read the instructions for it? Oh. Hey, can y'all get back in y'all...
If I'm possessed, I'm possessed.
Listen, if I fail again, what's the worst that could happen?
We gotta go with another night. Thank you. We in yet?
The thing's gonna explode, so I'm just gonna stay.
Save the gurney!
Nah, it's fine.
Gurney!
Save the gurney, save the world. Oh god damn.
Now, this particular idea that
Wanna do the thing yet?
it's this particular idea that both here in Oculus, the participants, no matter how unwilling, can't win. Isn't this very indicative of other? I mentioned before Lovecraft. I have not read many Lovecraft stuff. One of the sort of overarching themes that I remember from many depictions of that mythos is that many of them are cosmic beings way too powerful for the even normal mortal to perceive, let alone have any hand at dealing with if you happen to come across
Wait a
one
minute,
of them.
this one, I've gotten this ending before.
Wait, maybe it's different.
The possession ending?
We gotta see the whole thing.
Every night can be different.
She's gonna have to stay.
I think I'm fine.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, no, it's the same ending.
This is the exact same ending.
Oh,
That means we didn't get him.
What the fuck? He had a mark! He talked! I don't understand this game anymore. I'm done.
Did you wait? Did you read the? Did you read the house?
Rebecca.
Rebecca's not here, you fucking idiot!
What would I need from that?
It would probably give us signs of what the demons will do when they start
Possessing a body.
Yeah.
None of them did anything.
I don't know.
Well, to go off of what you were saying, Thomas, yes, Lovecraftian horror monsters are not so much horror movie monsters as they are forces of nature, because the Lovecraft philosophy is that the universe is indifferent to everything, and you're just it happened to you because you were there. You just so happened to be in a place where it was. It's the same thing with the Last of Glass.
I have
It's
literally
not
banished 0 demons.
it's
So
not
great.
intentionally looking for you or for victims. It's just doing what it does because that's what it does.
Mm-hmm. It's so great that he could. It's so great that he could write creatures. No, full well he's just talking about himself when it comes to black people. But I
Yeah.
digress.
Another thing about a lot of Lovecraftian creatures and monsters and things like that. Um, to be really honest, in the most politest way possible, for as strong as they are, they don't do shit. We're still here. We're still fine. We've imprisoned multiple of them.
Well, that's because, like I said, indifferent. They just do what they do. They're not intentionally trying to kill everybody. They just kind of do.
Right. I constantly see a Lovecraftian monster been in prison. The only one I know that can't be in prison is the one that we're all made from, the Dreamer or whatever his name is.
Shimagora.
Sure, words that came out of your mouth.
Well, if that one wakes up, then all existence is destroyed because we all exist inside its dreams, according to Lovecraft.
Yeah.
So it's Sin from fucking Final Fantasy X.
655267.
It's also the Godhead from Elder Scrolls. But of course, these things came later than Old Man Lovecraft. Lovecraft borrowed this idea from something he may have come across in his own journey. What's important here
I wasn't
is
listening.
this idea that I do find value in how tragic that we get to have. I find value in these two movies because they don't win. We get to have our discussion of what exactly not only we would do differently, different human beings with different experiences. And,
well, it's not the fact they
things.
don't win. It's the fact that they can't win. The option of winning was never there for them.
That is true for
both.
That is true for both. However, I do find a lot of value in what can be done for Oculus and the interactions with the listener.
Nothing. Once I saw it can take over your body and you not realize it, so it can move your muscles the way it wants.
Mm-hmm.
You don't stand a chance. It just chooses not to do that all the time.
Why can't this be? Oh, I target the.
I don't know why I have to come all the way in here, by the way, to read this shit. I should be able to read this from the menu.
Yeah. It's probably so they can keep jump scaring you.
Demonic tendencies.
Yeah, things can appear in the background while you're scrolling the internet.
And you can, promptly ignore them.
The appearance of new markings on the body. Sudden movements, large or small, repeat movements. The other one had a mark, though.
Was it of this house? Is it this phone's problem?
All right. This working? Yeah. This thing is huge. So, I guess,
But yeah, that always will make it a little more negative for me if the option of winning is not there or allowed. I like it when they can have a fight, even if it's an unbalanced fight. And I don't mind them losing. I just don't mind them not having a chance to win. It's like playing a video game where you're just destined to lose no matter what.
there it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even like, oh, you made it to the end, everything's happy, things like that. It's like, let's say you're playing a video game, you get to the final boss fight, and you just can't win. Even if the cutscene, even if in the cutscene you lose, no, you just can't win the boss fight.
It's a scripted boss fight. You were never meant to win.
Game over. Right. And just no ending, just game over screen.
That's it. That's all it has to say.
It just makes it less fun for me. I like when you have a chance, in Annabelle, where they had a chance to win. There was things they could have done. And there was other options. They didn't need to sacrifice any of themselves, but some people made a choice.
Mm-hmm.
This was a choice to do.
Now,
There's no like weird thing about
Kaiser.
any of the houses.
Hmm.
And this was the
No
symbol I was
scrolling.
drawing in my notebook. This game is bullshit.
Can you click on their names?
No.
Oh.
I'm done.
Like they blew out the candle as you closed the stream. It was.
I closed that part of the stream. I'm not done talking about those because I've been quiet playing the game. The game's a bunch of fucking bullshit. Waste of $25. I don't know why people are so fucking happy with it.
It's only well, you didn't really waste money
Down.
since you haven't played so long. You can get a full refund.
I'm gonna fucking look for that because that was a bunch of fucking horse shit. I don't know if there's a goddamn glitch on the first fucking day, but there's you guys saw it. He had a mark on his arm.
Yeah.
That guy was
That's
really
true.
fucking active about that shit.
He was really active.
He was real fucking talkative.
Yeah.
1 second. Oh, this is a video.
Now, something I did want to talk about that we didn't. Was there anything that we liked about the cinematic implementation of the spooks? How the Lassier Glass and Jane Doe created their illusions or facilitated some of their jump scares.
I
So
actually have two scenes. The scene that made me watch Oculus was the Apple scene. Like they had that in the trailer, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?
hi
This is
B.
horrifying, but what the fuck is this?"
B. Yeah, B. If you're here and you want, I'll pull back up the game. I've decided it's a bunch of fucking bullshit. There's absolutely no way I did not identify the correct fucking body. It had a mark and everything, and the game's like, wrong body.
Wrong.
And I don't know if that's just like
Okay, we'll
first day
finish
you
talking
can't
about
pass.
the movies, and then we'll go back to the game, and we'll all focus on helping Kaiser get through.
Oh
it.
wait, did you put the resurgent thing in it? The reagent?
Yes, you have to do that with every body.
Oh, okay.
You
I
know,
don't know.
fuck, I'll pull it back up again.
I don't know. Because everything did align correctly.
Yeah, I
But-
fucking know. I'm good. I'm smart.
But the
He's a good
scene-
noodle.
the scene that made me want to watch Jane Doe was, I believe, the trailer for the movie auto played while I was just like scrolling Netflix and stopped for a second.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw it was like the close-up shot of her face, and then the radio started playing. And the radio was saying stuff, and I was like, "You're doing spooky shit with that radio, aren't you?" And then I think it jumped to another cut of the radio saying something else that was a little bit too specific for the situation they were in.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was the part where the radio was like, "Settle in, because nobody's leaving."
Yep.
And that was the scene where I was like, "Okay, yeah, I think I'm gonna watch this movie." And I think that is still my favorite scene of the movie.
I like it. I like it too. The use of the radio was. So, Kaiser, you also want.
Sorry, it gets hard to focus when playing.
Yes.
I honestly really like the way that Oculus and the Autopsy did, well, less the Autopsy, more of the way that Oculus did a bunch of its scares, because of the fact that it had to be very intelligent about the way it wanted to do its scares. Since they were not, like, direct, oh, the ookie spooky grabbed you by the balls, it's just like, you have to, like, actually think, and, like, as you're watching, you're like, is this actually happening?
Mm-hmm.
Because eyes can be deceiving.
Even our own. Even our own.
Yeah, like I could have swore there was only 2 bodies that came out at the end of Jane Doe.
I don't know what that big key is for, but I'm grabbing it again.
Do I have
I
any
already have one of those.
scares that I really liked?
Hmm?
The night shift
For
database.
Oculus, it
A
probably
computer
just
program
has to
combining all
be
my findings into one reference
going into the
database
parents' room,
contains all the information on
and
the process of
I
the
just
solution.
did not
Tools used,
like the first time I watched it. I just
all
did
the
not
markings of
expect
the known demonic
Yeah.
names.
the mom to just be
If you ever forget
fucking.
Yeah.
what to do,
That was
Like,
that was
you-
definitely shock factor.
or look it up in the database.
Like
Oh,
she
she
was
just sitting there.
like
Whoa,
feral.
Piece to the puzzle.
whoa! What? It's only been 2 days, honey.
Yeah.
Remember, it's all happened in the span of 2 weeks.
Have I been
Yeah.
failing because of the fact that I haven't been getting all fucking 4 of the symbols?
The
I
kid
hope
for the
not.
basement.
The basement.
Ah.
Okay, symbol
Looks
one.
like this one's gonna be an L.
Oh no, we don't want to lose.
Here, you know what? Fine. You want to be first so bad? We'll go. Ah, it's the clown again,
Bozo.
Hey.
Hey,
Mr. Meatbag.
Yo, what's up? No, that
Uh,
was Jim. That was Jim that called you meatbag. Wait, wasn't it Breather?
for- Yeah, you called us.
You
a
use
believer.
Meatbag and Breather interchangeably, Thomas.
No, that the clown was asking.
Oh, I don't know.
But
Yeah,
Oh shoot, that's a.
I'm gonna call the autopsy movie the Diary of Jane Doe from now on because I'm tired.
We'll just keep.
the
tired of fucking it up.
autopsy of Jane
Yeah.
Doe.
Jane Foster.
Of Jane Foster.
Has there been? Do you know if there's a autopsy of Jane Doe? Because the movie leaves itself very open-ended.
Oh,
Is there
you're
a what?
asking if it's a sequel.
No.
I think there was supposed to be.
That's
Sure hope not.
unfortunate.
It's there will just be no point to a sequel, like how they had a sequel for what's it called? The Intruders?
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Is that what they're called?
Is that it?
No, it's The Visitors? What the hell's that movie called with those 3?
The Room.
No. There's 3 killers that there's 3 mass killers that come up into
I know the
the
one you're talking about. I think it is just Intruders.
Intruders. Because they had a sequel where they kind of just did it again, but this time failed.
So what was the process there?
The process, so the first one, they just broke into like a newlywed's house and messed with them.
Interesting.
The second one, they were trying to go up against like a different family and they got mixed.
Mollywopped. Damn. Sucks to suck, I suppose.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Uh,
I know I'm like way behind. To answer the question, I just like it when the horror, like, you can see the lines of like, you did this to get there, this to get there, this to get there. Am I gonna look up and see someone? Oh my god, it's me! I'm hung! In not the good way.
So this is a different ghost then. Oh wait, this is the same ghost as last time since we went through this already.
No, because I didn't have an L last time.
True.
Do you need to stop, Liz?
At this point, they're all just cooperating.
All right.
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-bum-bum-bum.
Doop-doop-ba-da-da-da. Yep. Meth. Everybody knows it's meth.
Now, I've mentioned it before when we were watching, but I share the same Oculus as you where seeing the mom just absolutely feral was shocking. I was just like, oh my god, where did you come from?
Like the gross part of the movie when she's just eating the glass with her fucking broken teeth.
Yeah.
Porcelain.
Yeah, she's
even
munching
worse.
on that fine china. Now, for Autopsy, this one I like not because it's scary, but rather because when I believe they initially locked themselves in the autopsy room, and I believe the son. Yep, it's the son because he has the actual strength to do it. The son grabs the axe that was nearby the fire, the woodsman fire escape axe, and starts hacking away at the door, only creating a little sliver for him to peek his eye through. He hears the soft, squishy sound of a body outside, and then boom, the stitch-faced autopsy victim appears through the glass, shocks the hell out of him, and then the father approaches to see what it is. Under a lot of circumstances, many of the horror movies we even watch from the Conjuring films, they don't persist. There are if jump scares and spooks and horrors were gags, they're one note. They just appear and they go away in about a fraction of a second. But
The
this one
one-headed
decided
quitter.
to stay and go, ah, which wasn't scary in our perspective, as we are third dimensional human beings completely removed from the horrifying situation our father son duo is trapped in. But it is impressive to me. I was like, wow, I did not expect you to stay. I'm kind of flattered. Now both of them could be on the same page. What I talked about before about the uh, flow of information, the informational warfare that both of these creatures and even the other ghosts from the Conjuring franchise love to do. Horror is often about us being afraid because we don't know enough, or not enough people know enough, or not enough people know the right things.
Oh,
I
and
should
it's
say.
Is it here again? It is. Wait.
Now, is there any other thoughts that we have these two movies before we decide to help you with your actual autopsy?
I mean, I have quite a number of thoughts, but I'm a little distracted.
I'm
Thoughts.
salty that both these movies have really bad ratings with anybody except critics, and then even then, the autopsy is rated way higher.
Hell with the thing. So far,
That's
told me
interesting.
my
What
numbers are-
we took a look at some of the reviews for experience seeing what negative criticisms people have about these movies.
You go to Metacritic, Rotten Tomatoes. But right now, I'm on like the Pages forum, and it's like the overall approval rating
All right, I
from
narrowed it down to 2.
reviewers is 87% for Autopsy of Jane Doe, and for Oculus, it's 74%. With a lot of them saying that the second act causes the movie to fall apart.
Which one?
For
I already
Oculus,
have
they
one of
say the
those.
second act causes the movie to fall apart.
So pretty much post, I'm fairly certain they're probably talking Kylie stabbing her husband.
Yes, everything that happened after that. Though, with Jane Doe.
Hey guys, I found the body.
Woo!
They say the movie
We're
is
short this time, right?
He
Yeah,
literally
that's
did not have a symbol and now has a symbol.
yeah, that's very distinctive.
It says the movie was masterfully balanced.
Ha!
It masterfully balanced the requisite gore with some well-earned jump scares and a foreboding sense of doom.
Foreboding sense of doom. Okay.
And apparently it was praised by Stephen King and Michael Legg. I don't know who Michael Legg is, and Stephen King can't be trusted because, you know, I like cocaine.
He just cannot be. Wow.
Though it seems the consensus with Jane Doe is the climax is also unfulfilled. So it seems both movies with Oculus, they say it doesn't have much of a ramp up in the end falls apart, and then with Jane Doe, pretty much saying it was really good until the
Mm,
Man, it was great until they lost.
end. I still like Oculus better.
that's fair.
Yeah, I like them both. It's just I don't like them as much as I could have because of the knowledge that neither one could win.
Now, do I like them as much as I like Trick or Treat? No, I do
No,
not.
Trick or Treat was
That was a great
amazing.
movie.
That was a good anthology. It's
that
from
should probably be
2007.
that should probably be our last wham of Halloween. Trick or
Oh,
Treat,
those-
and I guess we should pick another movie.
How about say no scary board game or nothing?
Scary board game.
Scary board game?
We could play like Betrayal at House on the Hill.
Uh-oh, I hit a button. Oh, it's Word. I
Hmm.
accidentally opened Word. Go away.
Football trail.
I don't know what that is.
Word?
It's one of
Betrayal House
my
now? Yeah.
it's one of my favorite board games to play.
Yeah, I'd love to just play with you, be it for Wham or not.
Yeah, we can play.
Is Betrayal at House on a Hill really a scary game?
It's
It's
a
horror
Halloween
themed.
themed game, so
Yeah.
I mean, is any
The-
board game
the-
scary?
Well, that was
The
the
actual-
Monopoly is.
1, 2, 3,
I would say
4,
the actual
5.
mechanism for the actual mechanism for the people can die and have lose condition gameplay are called. It is.
Oh, this
It is
makes
a scary.
sense now.
It is as scary of a horror thing. Candyland, actually sugar.
Monopoly is terrifying. You ever been broken about the land on Boardwalk?
No,
No, because Boardwalk is really easy to avoid.
because I always make that money.
Missing
Ah.
You don't have bad
listen.
luck.
It's not going to board. It is the low income housing
I already
that
have
has
one of
that has hotels built up after Pasco. 'Cause I bought them all. Now
No,
I
no.
built it up.
those.
I got in trouble one day because I made my sister cry playing Monopoly. Like
That's
your
her fault.
sister. We were playing. I was playing.
Skill-based matchmaking.
We were playing. I managed to get Boardwalk first. She was losing terribly after spending all her money on railroads, and she got my brother to play for a while to get her to help her build up her money. He actually did it. He actually was helping her build up her money,
All right.
and she was making some money back. But I had put all of my money into Boardwalk, and she landed on it one time. And the look on her
Died.
face, the look on her face when she
Yeah.
landed on Boardwalk, and I took all her money,
Come on.
was fucking priceless. Like she just started
Never to
fucking
be
crying.
seen.
How long were
Again.
you
She has
grounded?
never played Monopoly again.
Oh
We
my
were
god,
never
I've
allowed to
become a
play it
meth
again.
addict.
We were
You
never
meth?
allowed to play Monopoly again. My mom took it and she never let us find it again.
Oh dear.
Yo, there's some funky jams.
Oh shit.
No, my funky jams.
Oh man.
The ghost doesn't want you to have funky jams.
So Ross, check this out. The person who directed Trick or Treat also directed the movie Krampus, which wasn't half bad. And randomly enough, Godzilla King of Monsters. What a
wanna do-
twist.
What?
But
What
a
type of-
heroin kit? Why does it have a unicorn on it?
The
Oh,
ghost
we-
can't possess you if you're high.
Woo.
Sure,
Smoke
I'll
weed.
fucking do it.
Nah,
right
Is that
now.
why Snoop Dogg's unstoppable?
Snoop
Yes.
Dogg, da-da-da-da.
He is a formidable opponent.
Smoke weed every day.
Hey,
To get a little off topic, can I still say I'm still not the happiest person about, like, I may be giddy as a school kid. I'm still not the happiest person about Godzilla versus King Kong.
is it me?
Why?
Nope, that's not me. Who is
It-
it?
it's always because
I don't think I did.
the reason always going to be because there is just no way Kong was ever going to be Godzilla in any type of fight.
I've been trying to explain that to people. There's no way that Kong ever stood a fucking chance. But it's all those Harambe bros who want to rally against Kong.
Oh, the
Monkey.
Monkey, other side. Nope.
There it is.
Hey,
It's
look,
easy.
It's those same people you see at Overwatch playing their one trick Winstons and their names are Harambe.
They do exist.
But yeah, and I did like watching the movies.
Where are they even at? On this?
Uh,
Oh, the formaldehyde. Don't they? Oh, I didn't grab the
Uh,
formaldehyde.
watching the movie, of course, I had somewhat of a good time when the giant monster was on screen. Less of a good time when the people were on the screen.
Every
Less
time.
and less of a good time when they pretty much just negated Millie Bobby Brown's role into whatever their part of the movie was, which was absolutely the worst of all of it.
I am the Kong. I am the.
The
Speak for the-
Kong Whisperer.
Nope. They were dealing with the Godzilla thing without dealing with Godzilla.
Oh wait, no, sorry, I had it backwards. I am the Godzilla Whisperer.
Yeah, like it makes sense that she was like they were going to be there, but it just didn't make sense for them to like they couldn't do anything because the Godzilla is his own force of nature, and they ran in and found Mechagodzilla. But it's like, oh yeah, let's sneak onto this highly secure military base.
I believe
And
it is Masa.
Neat. Is there any special rules?
No, B, am I missing something? Because B, I'm gonna wait for you to say something in the chat. Am I missing something? Because I'm not finding anything to read about the fucking guys. It's just find the name, watch for movement. Do they twitch?
Do they switch?
Get tattoos.
What about the house that they are from?
Does each
Oh,
house
they're
do
probably
something different?
fucking taped somewhere.
Well, you should have put them all in one spot, the jerk. Well, let's see. That's why I wanted Kong to win, but he can't win. It's impossible. He is a monkey going against a radioactive lizard who just last movie sent out a nuclear pulse wave to disintegrate everything within his path. He's already the king of monsters.
Let's make this real quick. Let's see.
Which is why Godzilla didn't win.
H. That.
Come here. Come here, Lucky.
Dude, where's the that? You need to pick the
Raz,
first, that way.
Godzilla stomped on Kong's chest so hard, stopped his heart. He wanted not playing with this monkey. My favorite part of the movie was actually the end, where after all the fighting was done, Kong was like kind of laid down on the ground resting, and then Godzilla screams, so Kong stumbled to his feet in a panic.
Yeah.
Where was the second one that I found?
In order?
There
You
it
found one
is.
in the bathroom.
Was it the L?
No, L was first. Yep, that's it.
I can't hold anything else.
Oh, fuck, you're right. Don't worry, I'll be back for you, Mark. I don't need you right now anyway. I really just need to actually win.
I'm missing something.
No, I'm not.
The house sees X
Hello?
different.
Oh, are you through this window? If I look, are you gonna jump at me? Nope, okay.
Are you there? Hello? Woohoo? Back to
The
Philly.
houses act differently? Where does it fucking say that? Because it doesn't
Where?
say it on fucking line.
Where?
Oh my god, the lights flickered.
But yeah, well, next week we could play House Betrayal at House on the Hill. We could do it on tabletop simulators since we're all really far apart from each other. Yeah, it was either that or my brain was thinking that spooky
Actually,
Jack in the Box game with the murder mystery house, so we can play a trivia game.
I'm terrible at trivia games.
You mean the murder mystery house?
That's that one.
Yeah, I like that one though. I will say we could do the all, and we all come to Baltimore to play House on the Hill.
No.
Do you have a copy?
No, but
No.
I mean we can get one.
I mean,
Guys,
I
did you see
do.
Steve?
I already own a copy. No, where's Steve at?
Well, he left. He was right there behind the thing.
Yo, Steve's a rat. But yeah, I actually own a copy of Patrol House on the Hill because I love it.
I respect it.
He was like,
There's
"Love it."
also Betrayal Legacy, where it's a built over storyline, which is really fun because you play as a family going through generations. So it's like 5 or 6 games, and it's creative.
All
And
right.
you actually get to do things. It's like, oh, after you use this card, rip it up, and I'm like, could I just put it in another bag somewhere? Rip it up.
Destroy it now.
The sealed door. Sorry, I'm the only one that got that joke.
Yeah. Don't worry, one day we'll understand
God,
you.
there's really. I feel like there has to be another fucking
Step.
more tapes.
Oh.
I just wait.
He said something about a
Oh,
basement.
all of the fucking things are right here. I'm just stupid. Maybe. Book of Typhon.
Perhaps.
No. God damn it. Whatever, come on. We'll get you back to cold storage and we'll grab the last body. Oh, I should run around with this out so that if it starts to smoke.
What happened?
Suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't.
I wonder if it
Don't
was
be
the.
suspicious.
I wonder.
Don't
Yeah, I
be
wonder if it was
suspicious.
the granny last. Because the granny did the same thing.
And Granny could have got an elbow dropped.
Apparently, people are having pet leeches now.
Nope.
Oh, I already saw. Speaking of things that are horrifying, real life.
Yes, that's the actual scary part. America. America's a horror movie in itself. But you
You
scream.
okay?
You said America.
America.
Sir, are you
What?
gonna have any markings? I mean, he's smiling. Look at him smiling. It's
You
a
can put that
happy boy.
smile away.
He's like,
Finally at rest.
you don't know what I know.
You
Because
don't
I know what you don't know.
Don't know.
Yeah, you don't know
Alright,
what you
let's-
did last summer, but I do.
All right, I'm going much faster than I did before. Let me look at your body. Roll. Oh,
Body,
there's
yada,
something
yada,
happening. My
yada,
vision's
yada,
going
yada.
all funky. Are you gonna say something to me? Nope. Come on, let me see the half of your head. Nope. All right, I'll look around. What is it, game?
What?
Okay, Roz, you scared me.
But
I was looking at Kaiser look around saying, "What is it, game?" And then your coughing started with a high pitched screech. And I was like, "Oh my god, I
Well,
shouldn't be
they're
able to
just-
hear it."
They were just demonic voices. It's fine.
Oh no, see that's the problem. I can't hear you play the game, so I was like, I can't be able to hear that. And then
I
Ross just started
shouldn't be
coughing.
able to hear
And I was
that.
like, "Oh, it's him just dying." Well, I wish he could do it in quiet.
I wish you could
I
die
can't
quietly.
quietly.
Doop-a-doo, rock-a-too,
I was
intrigue,
raised, if I was ever going to go out, I have to go out kicking and screaming,
Right
preferably
shoulder.
dragging somebody with
Right
me.
arm,
Of course.
left leg.
And I would never deny that of you, unless it's me.
I'm not
It's like,
allowed to die until someone else dies.
Gerald?
No,
Like,
it's a
what?
specific person.
Okay.
oh, yeah.
We discussed this
Oh, the
before, but
lights
since you
turned
didn't,
off.
you know.
Oh, hi. Are we gonna do this? We're really doing this? She's just gonna be
Yes.
closer in a second. Wow, she's
Well,
closer.
how about you? Wait,
Do
why don't
the-
you get closer?
Do the Robin thing.
Oh,
You
I
can
can't.
do it too.
Okay.
Oh, you can't move?
No, I was gonna go in there and turn back on the light, but the game decided no. Oh, hey.
Yeah.
That was a flash.
Is that
Oh,
you and
sorry.
you?
That was him and him, which makes
Oh,
me
interesting.
suspicious. You are
Don't be suspicious.
You are
Don't be suspicious. I always kind of want to do that when the lights like flicker on and off and they start getting closer. Well, I could do it too,
The
bitch.
hash slinging slasher. Oh no.
No, I'm gonna look. I'm gonna hit him with the JoJo. Oh,
I'm gonna
you're
mess with
approaching
him.
me.
You're approaching me, Dio.
Tink,
Jotaro.
That's
tink.
fine. See, that's the one thing that gives the ghost the advantage. Normally, people are afraid of them. I'm like, I'm a punch a ghost. Prove
is
to
time to
me
run.
that you can't bleed.
Oh, come
It's-
on.
it is
don't
time to
hand
run
these
hands.
bitches Mouth.
You
All
were
right,
alive
what
at one
is
point.
it? Come on.
What did someone tell you to look up?
No, there's a bunch of like dun 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 going on. Here, what
Damn.
if
That ghost really loves his drum kit.
Got anything to say, bud?
Are you sure this is the right one?
No. I haven't been sure all
Right.
fucking day.
No.
Okay. Did you have fun with that? Dude, that's a bitch. Damn it. I listened to, what the heck is it? Tiny Violin?
Tiny violin.
I don't know what the fuck it's called. I know the fucking words. I just don't know the fucking name of the song. Damn it, now I gotta look it up. Hold on. Everyone
Is it
wait
Tiny
here.
Violin by World's Smallest Violin by
Yeah, it's World's
AJR?
Smallest- Yeah. I listened to that song today, and now it's incredibly stuck in my head. And I think that's the point of that fucking song.
Yeah, you be like
Don't
that.
get stuck. Don't get stuck.
Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious.
Or be as suspicious as you possibly can. Though never suspect the most suspicious one.
Wear a ski mask.
Da-ba-da, RE forceps, PCP, bloop.
Might be him. It could be, B. It could be.
Well, it could also be. Here's the thing. I'm more suspicious of the clown, cause the clown did not have a marking on his arm. Then he had a marking on his arm.
Marketing his arm is pretty gaming.
You want me to look up how to figure out who the bad man is?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
At this point, I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
Mortuary Assistant, how to figure out who Batman is.
Come on.
If I get
Whichever
it
one
wrong
starts speaking in.
again, I'm gonna lose it.
I'm getting my money back.
All right, I gotta take the shit out of his neck.
Take shit out of neck. Ugh. Fucking ugly bitch.
B, have you seen the Autopsy of Jane Doe or Oculus?
B, do you like scary movies?
Who the fuck likes scary movies?
You?
I do.
You have
I
like
love
6
scary
favorites. What do you
movies.
mean?
I got a top 10.
You wanna know how many top scary movies I have?
0.
3.
0. I have like top favorites.
Can you go out of this room back to the main little room?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh Jesus. Thank you. Go here. Stop. Right there on the table. Right. Nope. You're still moving. Turn
Where's the
right
table?
to the.
I need to get
The little table on the left.
the little
Right,
table.
the one with the jack-o'-lantern.
Oh, this one, yeah.
I'm waiting for you to be there.
Mr.
There should be. Yes, you need to take those for something.
Okay.
There'll be some ashes in the back.
Well, real quick, they turned off the light in my examination room.
Turn it back on it. Don't be a bitch.
Very dramatic.
I mean, that's the point.
Are you flipping me? Oh no, that's a. Oh, it's pointing.
No. He's about to put on a hollow mask.
Oh no.
Go to where he's pointing.
Oh no. The hallway's never ending.
Jesus. Fucking peaked
I'll
my
blow
ears.
up into smithereens. Oh my god, what do you want? No, don't you run away. You don't get to run away from me. What, are you this way now? Oh, the hallway's gonna get infinitely smaller. Oh my god, the white man! You guys are all the fucking same.
Anyways, now that you have that, can
Not
you,
a white man. I don't know what you're thinking I meant with that one.
I will stab you.
I was gonna make a joke when you said you're all the same, but I left it alone. Oh, look, he left cupcakes on his chest.
What? Oh.
All right, I need you to go to the.
The cold storage room?
Yeah, I need you to go to the cremation.
I will be there in a moment.
All right.
Is there a thing? I've got the fucking spook vision. It's not like I'm... Oh, I am getting close to being possessed. Look at that. Well, close up. I gotta
that's
take his body
crazy.
back to cold storage anyway, so I will just head that way
That's
now.
great. Now, whichever one you think is the bad guy, you're gonna be doing something to it.
There's a way to test it?
Apparently.
What do I do?
All right, so there is. Slow down, slow down. There's shelf on the shelf on the right. Look on the bottom left. There should be something for you to pick up.
Legacy. Cremation bag.
Yeah, pick that up. Go to the crematory. Go right. Just walk up to the door right in front of it. Crouch down. There should be like a little slit underneath it.
Yeah.
You should be able to pick up some ashes. You know.
Okay.
All right. Which body do you think is the bad guy?
Well, this guy did the little thing where it opened, so I would guess him.
All right. Take him back to the middle room. The autopsy room.
You see, here's the issue. He did that, but this guy. Let me
figure this out.
Well, here's the thing. Look at this guy. But this guy got that on his hand. You know, my intuitions have been wrong every fucking time. I'm going with this guy.
All right.
Because I ignored it
Bet.
last time. Last time I ignored someone, like, hanging out outside of it. Ow!
What happened?
I got pushed.
Oh, Jesus. So violent. Do that again.
See, that makes me think it's definitely this guy. Alright, what do I do now?
All right, take that board off his chest.
Did I put the ashes on him?
Yeah. Now set the ashes on fire.
Oh. It's him.
Hey, it's a symbol. Hold on, give me a second, Larry. Double figure out what she said.
I think that fits the one I have him as. Yeah.
This won't fix Are you sure this is the right one?
You literally just said this won't fix anything. I pause it as you tell me if there is anything extra. Because I swear to God, if I get it fucking wrong again, I'm just leaving.
All right. So let's see. That's the right house, right?
Yeah.
The symbol matches the house that it is. That's his name.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you put this thing back on him?
Yeah.
The person.
I'm uninterested in being wrong a third time.
So let's see. The match houses, the name matches. So this should be the right body
Okay.
because everything matches up. You have the name, and the name goes to this house. Because if it was a different name, I mean, if it was a different house, then we wouldn't have the right body at the time. So it's a good indicator of just getting rid of one of them. Good luck.
Zombie noises.
That's right. After the first time I watched 13 Ghosts, I didn't watch the movie again for like
It falls
8 years.
out, directly through the wall. Yep. And then it's gonna get sucked back.
I was so mad when Matthew Lillard died in that movie. He was the best part.
All right.
There you are.
Did you win, son?
I don't know.
Is it over?
It's never over. But you survived.
What do you mean? Can I leave?
Is this the same cutscene?
No! Can I leave?
But once an entity finds you, all the houses of hell will do anything to get back to you. I'm sorry, but it doesn't end here. From now on, there is always a chance this will happen again, no matter where you are.
I don't want this. I just want to leave. What do I do?
I'm sorry, but there's no going back. I've spent years learning everything I can to keep these entities at bay.
Why don't you tell me about the
It's
fucking
the only thing we can do.
dust fucking trick?
So what? You're waging some selfless holy war?
It's not a war. It's survival. And I'd hardly call it selfless. We're caught at the front line of something larger. But I don't do this for some greater good. We either
The
face
greater
it
good.
or fall to it.
Thanks, little VTuber.
I wish
Thank
I
you,
could
What?
claim to be someone better, suffering hell to save us all. But I simply
Us
want to
P
live
and G
another
tubers,
day,
thank you.
just like everyone else. When I first
They didn't do
experienced
anything.
this, I had to
The
make a
VTuber
choice.
that explained it to
I
Maurice.
could run and spend the
Oh,
rest of my
okay.
days in fear, or I could learn to face it and keep some semblance of a normal life.
Normal. Right.
It's not a life I would want for anyone, but choosing between a life of fear or control. You're the first person I've met. to
Praise
face
Jesus.
this
So
hell
that picture that
survive.
Thomas sent, Ross sent
So
at
I'm offering you a
9:50.
different kind of job. Work the night shift. Learn what I know. Give yourself a chance at a life beyond fear.
I'm kind of shocked. This was a pretty short win, but we kind of got everything out because horror movie.
The more you
Yeah.
experience,
I
the more
had
you'll
a
confront the darkest parts of your life.
kind of had a couple of extra
through
things
it.
to say.
Yeah,
Oh.
Kaiser didn't get a chance to really see his stuff because he was doing the
I'm
game.
offering the tools.
Say
to
yo
take.
peace
The
Um,
choice is yours.
or get pieced.
I hope you come back.
The complaint about Oculus being boring due to it being slow, I think, is unwarranted. It's due to the fact that people don't have the patience in order to actually take the slow build of it. And I think that that's a crying shame. It's going to be 4 attempts. I'm at a 25% average.
Woo!
But that's good though. You persevered. You succeeded. You wouldn't lose to those ghosts in Oculus or
Wait a minute.
Jane Doe.
Is...
Oh, you're asking about the reset? Yeah, it does that each time.
Is there actually a
Apparently.
second day?
I think so. I think you gotta get like 5 in a row, or you're just figuring out endings or something. I don't know. I'm sorry. I am
Are
speculating.
you just trying to get the 4 endings? Also, I definitely should have a second one because I got a different type of ending. Alright, what happens if I continue?
Continue?
Then you continue to be haunted. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules.
I would actively shoot this dude. You
We
did
said
not
something
just bring me in.
Alright.
That's
Here-
the
here's
nature
the
of
way
the
to check.
game.
I will... what was I saying? I was talking about Oculus.
People being impatient.
Oh yeah, I think that that's the only reason why it doesn't have better scores than what it does is because people don't have the patience. It's kind of like how personally I like it when I have a bit of time to stew with a story, just to actually like take a minute to actually learn it. If there are only 3, I'm gonna explore a bit. Because this is the exact, yeah, even has a tape recorder in there. This game has 1 level.
You got this.
If there's 4, then something's different. If it's still 3, 1.
Apparently there's a
2,
basement you can get into, but we haven't went outside in the
3.
back.
Yeah, I know where the key is. Let's go do that. Also, I want to try and leave in the car. Are there any numbers on my card? Nope. What are the numbers today? 90, 89. Going out the back door, the back door.
That's not it.
What?
That's not it. That's not it.
Oh, that's not it. Apparently that's not the right key. That's a tree. Do I have to embalm all the bodies before I can do it?
I have no idea. I can look it up.
Well, what the fuck else would this gold key be for? Oh my god, the lights flickered. I'm so scared.
Oh.
I do have one other thing I kind of want to test. Does this thing just go all the way around? Can I go all the way around the outside? Around the outside? Okay, let's do that test. What happens if I actually do just get back in my car and drive away?
The demons win. They find you.
Did I just run away?
Interrupt your dinner. You'll never have another hot plate of food again.
Well,
You
let's
just
see.
sit there. I don't want to be a part of this shit.
Nope. Not what I want, a game.
Oh my god, there's actual outside to.
Yeah. I cannot click on anything in my car except for the door. Can I lock it? No.
Can we just, process whatever we just.
Gonna try the basement again, but it's the basement.
That's not it.
Wait. Gonna
No.
try another way.
Oh look, that door the father and son couldn't get out of.
You know, it'd be really creepy. If when
Mhm.
you went outside and you looked in the window, you saw yourself doing an autopsy.
Oh, that'd be weird. That means I'm the goat.
But then even worse, they're doing the autopsy poorly.
Oh, that's even worse. Oh wait, you know what'd be really horrifying? They were just rearranging your shit.
You'll never find the scalpel now.
I can't use that here.
All right, I think that the key is I need to find out what the code to this is.
Try 42069. Damn, one day.
Probably 69.
Pardon, monsieur. I'm looking for things.
Wait, didn't that burst into flames?
Oh,
Or do we just not care?
I don't care.
Oh.
Ow! The
I
demon's
don't
like,
give a fuck.
the demon's talking to the other demons like, yo, seem like disinterested
It's the
with
fucking-
y'all.
It's the same thing. Like, there's no reason for me to actually keep playing the game other than trying to find out these secret fucking endings.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. This is Kaiser right now. Just a Big Sean song. I don't fuck with ghosts.
True. Also, I would be just as frustrated as Kaiser if I experiencing pretty much nothing.
Like, the best fucking thing you can do in this game, they don't even fucking tell you.
You know, every time the lights flicker like that, I keep thinking theme is gonna come on.
I really would love to know what the fucking code is to this.
Let me look it up.
There's secret.
Secret.
It's a trial and error, meaning
Mortuary Assistant. How to get into basement.
I mean, it's hard to try and error when you.
Yes.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give
Unless we're supposed to take any number sequence, no matter how large or small those, which seems counterintuitive.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. What happened to 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5?
Security's trash. Everybody get on the ground. This is a robbery.
Ah, shit.
I'm gonna go try the fucking door again.
All right. So here's a question. For you to get the code, you have to run into like a little puzzle that's triggers outside, or this person's just giving me the code right now. Choice is yours, so you as well.
Where is the puzzle outside?
You have to wait until you see like people staring at grass, and you have to look at their foreheads like statues.
Oh no, people who touch grass, the ultimate enemy.
True.
Yeah, that is.
Quite
What if I
spooky.
look at the grass? Will someone
That's
then come
spooky.
and look at me?
I don't know.
Hopefully.
Maybe the code's on your forehead.
And then you'd be able to run into the mirror in the bathroom.
Or the person's giving me the code right now, if you want that.
Is it the same code every time?
That's a good question, Thomas.
let's
You're
find
asking
out.
good questions.
I don't fucking care. Sure. What are they saying? Maurice? Maurice?
197044.
Huh.
It is the same every time.
There's
I
your
would
key.
love to have waited for them to have been outside looking at the ground. But I also don't wanna.
Alright, so what does that unlock?
The hatch.
We're going in the basement.
We're going in the basement, we're going in the basement.
Alright, new area. Let's go.
I'm missing something.
I'm missing something. Aren't we all?
Plays and learn. Never.
Have you seen my comprehension skills?
Oh, I knew you'd find me.
I've
Large
actively
spell
cheated my way through most things in life. Google exists for a reason. Those diva play the games when the Roadhog says, I'm gonna save my team, hooks it in, and they're like, you doomed us.
Yeah. Oh, that happened to me so many times. Fucking Roadhog. Fucking Diva Mech explosion right past the Reinhardt shield.
This. I don't keep journals. Maybe the only way I can deal with what's happening. In my thoughts, I thought this was over after what happened to Damon, but I remember vividly what it looks like. I don't have plans here. I just wanted to write. I'm thinking about David. I feel horrible. What he became was terrifying. I remember everything, but I haven't seen a living person before. I knew it got my gut. Half I couldn't believe it's almost to decades. When the body came in, David almost instantly began to become irritable. We both knew something strange was happening, but it directly affected him. He
Spooky,
felt sick
spooky.
and went home for the day, only to return that evening, saying that he felt he had to come back and wanted to work. At that point, I couldn't ignore it. I tried to tell him he was in danger, that this was all real. He insisted on working, became irrational again, and asked to work alone. I again told him what to look for, but he dismissed me. I went and bought a camcorder and told him to at least record anything unusual. I wanted to be able to show him once he was in a moment of clarity so that maybe he would allow me to help him if but it all happened so fast and it was over. April 3rd, I don't know what else to do. I feel helpless. I'm sorry, James. August 10th, 1985. Andrea now. It won't stop. I don't know what to do. Obviously, not everyone is susceptible. I've learned that much. It makes me want to never hire anyone again, but I can't lose the mortuary either. Even if I did uh, close it, it would still happen to me eventually. November 11th, 1960, 2 years later. I'm back writing here again. It's been so long I thought it was over, but I guess I've just been lucky. I'm scared. I was hoping this would never happen again, but I have a feeling this is only going to happen more. Poor Angela, this is a horrible existence. I almost fell victim before. It's only a matter of time now until it chooses me. I don't want to be alone, but I think there's no escaping what has happened. I will miss you always, Maria, but it was the right thing to do to leave you, to keep you safe. I know you would never understand. February 2nd, 1989. I tucked the journal away and forgot about it,
Maria.
trying to move on. I found it again today. I guess I have been in a horrible place for a while. I can't live with all this guilt. I feel so alone. I feel so angry at the life I have been that's been taken from me. I stopped my life to take care of her, and she brought this in. I can't blame her. That's not fair. It's not her fault. I have to find a way to stop this myself. I've just been sitting here, huddled in fear, hoping this won't happen again. That's it. That it won't happen to me. I don't have much money, but I need to start researching this in a real way. I need to take control. I don't know how to open this door.
I don't know how to breathe.
Is that a key? No.
I forgot how to breathe a long time ago.
I'm missing something.
Ooh, a tape?
This is Raymond Delver. I know this will sound crazy, but I believe I am being possessed. If I am to disappear, know that it was not of my own free will, and that I am a danger to anyone I may encounter. I should be killed on sight. This sounds terrible, but the woman locked in the basement must also be killed. For anyone that may encounter this, if you are experiencing possession, the blood of the possessed will react to the name of the demon present. Injecting the blood of the possessed into a deceased body with demonic tendency will act as a reagent for revealing possession and form the foundation for binding the demon to the body. Then
You
it can
don't
be
open
marked
it?
with its name and burned. This
Wait.
should banish the demon. I'm sorry for what I've had to do. Know that it was only
B,
ever
do I
done
just
in
have to
some
win now? Because I mean, I haven't experienced anything, so that actually maybe wouldn't be too hard. Are we sure I can't get in there with the spare key?
I thought you wouldn't want to open it since that's apparently
I mean, fuck it.
allegedly
I
possessed.
can't use
Fuck
that thing.
it.
I can't use that.
I mean,
here.
fuck, I'm fired if he comes down here.
He's not even gonna be here until morning.
Well, like clothesline this bitch ass for doing this to me.
Yeah.
Also, he's
He's like, you-
totally possessed.
He's like, you survived the night? Yeah, so I could. No demons required.
So I just have to win the night now.
Pretty much.
Alright, let's fucking go!
Now, if I understood that recording correctly, something you need to etch the name of. Not just guess which one is all.
About to etch that shit on his forehead.
Where'd that fucking thing go off? It went off over here. Fuck, I don't know where that...
This game really needs a flashlight.
Yeah. Fuck. I got one
Like, just-
active and I don't know where it is.
Like, there's too many dark corners.
Oh, you mean a sigil?
Yeah.
It was in the hallway, wasn't it?
Yeah, it happened somewhere over here. But where? 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 Where?
The ceiling? The floor?
Is it outside?
That'd be dumb.
That son of a bitch is outside.
I bet there's some bitch sitting on the outside looking.
Nope, not there. Nope. I was wrong! Man, I've fucked around so much trying to find out. It went off somewhere around here. Fuck it, I'll get another one. When was the last time I needed L4 to know who it was?
True. So strange.
You're so strange. How many times am I able to do the fucking dust trick, Maurice?
Once.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get it with the fact that I spent so much time lollygagging. Oh, I don't have my fucking clipboard.
Yeah,
At least I can keep track of things.
free-handed.
Speaking of freehand, you got anything on your hand? Nope, not yet. Don't get anything. Okay, okay.
There we go.
What the fuck? That's new.
If you can help me out with some lore bits, Kaiser. Or, I'm gonna call him Ronald. The owner of the mortuary. So we just
the heat out.
figured...
Raymond?
Raymond, thank you. So he's been possessed, and specifically is choosing to sacrifice other people instead of letting himself be fully taken by the demon, under the guise of them being mortuary assistants. Roll credits. Yeah.
Yes.
Hmm.
Be great to meet Zoe and find out how fucking hot I guess you have to be to not be sacrificed.
I mean, you know, a man's got
Apparently, I'm not
needs.
on that scale.
It is insulting knowing that you're here and Zoe.
I can't hold anything else.
Zoe out there living her best life.
Right. The woman I believe downstairs was named Mallory.
I don't remember. Zoe? No, Zoe's the one who's alive. Oh, I'm getting the spooks. I guess there's probably someone outside.
I'm missing something.
Oh, fuck me.
Yeah.
I like that the transformation of your gameplay. And you stop closing all the doors behind.
It requires patience to do all the things. Do I have...
I already have.
Oh, the doors closed themselves. Congratulations.
Sometimes. Oh wait, I forgot a thing.
There we go.
Go back to click on his head again to do the eyes, even though that really could be its own thing. Like, just switch up.
Right.
Now it's time to do the other thing where it's like, whoop, 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 nope. I'm working!
I am working on it.
This is a lady's blood.
You know, this actually watching you do all this for Mortuary Assistant does remind me of thing from both of our movies. Neither the Lacier Glass nor Jane Doe particularly like being known. Oh my.
Oh, I still need formaldehyde.
The
Formaldehyde.
the Lacier Glass had a lot of pretty interesting traits outside of the
Scalpel.
outside of the murderous tendencies to torture any human beings in this vicinity. Has been 100 for 100 on pretty much every apparition in these movies. It really didn't like. I'm sure it really didn't like the fact that Kaylee was so detailed in her receipts.
yo, you stalking me?
Right, you out here getting a whole PowerPoint.
Creeper.
Like, you don't know my name, but I'm gonna need you to calm down. It's like you've been following. I always feel like somebody's watching me.
Yo, my guy, your sister's kind of a creep, don't you think? Just
Right.
this.
Tim, you should say something about, you know, invasion of privacy. When
No,
it's giving me.
I don't think I would.
You should probably tell her that she's crazy.
Symbols?
And that her father was actually a son of a bitch and a murderer.
Symbols?
Our dad was a serial cheater. Come on, dude. Mom was always in the house, and so were we. We didn't go to school.
There was no school. And then also interestingly, Jane Doe
That's a sideways Z.
equally did not like being being so intimately dissected and or found out in general.
Well,
I got to admit though.
She was a big fan of fucking around, though.
And finding
Oh,
out.
most certainly.
well, she did warn them, but the other thing was she was trying to stop them from hurting her because she knew the moment you start hurting me, it's over for you. And that's exactly what they did. She warned them like 3 times before the shit started.
Listen, How am I supposed to know when you literally say, "Oh, there's a storm brewing," and not, "Please don't cut me open. I'm not." Oh, look at that proper communication skill, Jane. Well, I wonder where it'll get you.
I don't know where the IV bags are.
That said, this does tie a little bit into personal traits that or at least the one word, the Lysander glass, and as
Oh, they're there.
the alleged
Allegedly.
Salem witch, the alleged Salem witch, Jane Doe. I believe
Nah,
I
she was a
gave
witch.
allegedly.
Nah.
I believe I gave the Lysander glass manipulative. Everything it did is 100% calculated, with a 99.99% of father suicide guarantee.
I do love the fact, by the way, that because of our dicking around, like, I'm missing a whole bunch of the game trying to be scary with, like, sound effects. And then every so often I'm like, was that the laugh of a small child?
Simple. The ultimate counter to mortuary. Be a workaholic. Takeaway, kids. If you're a workaholic, nothing will ever harm you.
I don't know.
I'm kidding, kids. Don't be a workaholic.
No, be a
Ooh,
workaholic. It's good
doors.
for your soul. I don't have one, so really I shouldn't be telling kids what to do with their souls. But, you know, I'll try.
As for Jane Doe, the alleged Salem witch, she's secretive. She doesn't want you to know a damn thing about her, and will actively get angry the more you. She definitely encapsulates one of my favorites from the Lord of the Rings trilogy. All right, then, keep your secret.
All right.
All right, then. Keep your secret.
Whenever you say that, it always makes me go to the fucking Thanos line to Black Bolt. Keep your secrets in. You can take them with you to the grave.
Facts. Oh, nice. They laid out the rack for you. How nice.
A black!
What?
I think
never
it's the first
told me
black
you were
person
black.
I've seen. Oh my god, it's Coach!
You screamed that loud, live. What's the word?
It's also on recording.
He said it, not me.
You've been hanging out with us.
Is he wearing pants?
Yeah, he's got underwear
Okay,
on. But like,
the light.
seriously, he's the first black person in the game.
The lighting was
Oh
terrible.
my god, if
on him.
he's possessed.
Listen, it'd be like that.
Literally the first. Also, why the fuck is he just Coach?
Because we don't got many character models.
Right, it's the
so, right?
Unity
This is made
asset.
on the Steam engine.
All right, it's the Unity asset store.
Got Claude. Jean-Claude. Van Damme!
Damn.
You need to be.
The fuck did he? What did he fight? A house cat and lost?
If he lost, it killed him. What the fuck? What did kill you? You've got like a sore on your leg.
I mean, that could just be a birthmark.
There we go.
Yeah, one of those on his back too.
Oh my
Also
god,
could
no!
be mark.
White man, get away from him! I'm sorry.
Bruh.
Bruh.
There was a weird, very white person behind him.
Oh, I saw the pale man from Pandora's Labyrinth.
I feel like one of these times I am gonna look up
even-
over like that fucking meme and he's just gonna be like, "Hi, friend."
Even in death, you can't leave a poor black.
I went to protect him.
You
Not
can't
you.
leave a poor.
You're a white woman. Well, aren't you a white woman? I actually don't.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You look.
I was
You
like,
Rebecca.
see your arms.
Since when did I identify as that? Oh wait, I have to have this out. Symbol? Nope. Oh, I'm getting the heartbeats. There's something scary out there.
Doki doki.
Doki Doki
Are
Literature
you
Club.
laughing?
I'm missing something.
Sir, I'm gonna have to ask you not to laugh. I'm trying to do my job here. Am I getting possessed? I'm getting there. What am I missing? I've got the thing. I've got no fasteners.
None of them.
Where the fuck are my fasteners?
Nary one.
There we go. Don't worry, bud. I got you. Not gonna make any... I definitely haven't hung out with you guys too long, by the way. You guys are gonna get me canceled because you guys are like, haha, joke.
Haha, joke.
I mean, you're fine as long as you don't say anything ban-worthy.
I believe I yelled less than 5 minutes ago, oh my god, a black.
That's not ban-worthy.
I don't know. That sounds like a cancel-worthy.
No. I mean, with any of the information you just yelled false.
Man, I really just did not remember where anything was. I'm gonna get possessed because I physically just did not choose to remember where everything was. Yeah? Okay.
I was...
Could you imagine that, though? Like, you're trying to haunt somebody, you do the loud knock, and they just answer the door to that, yeah? Like, you're,
Who's there?
Oh, that's not
You
meth.
want?
I need meth! Where's my meth, damn it? I'm a heroin addict, but I've got no meth? This is horrendous. Meth? Meth!
What if the demon was like, knock knock, and you go, who's there? And he says, if you say who, I get to possess your body.
Nah.
Hmm.
Couldn't be me.
You can stay outside.
Alright, time to go explore. Any new symbols over here?
No.
Nope. You're doing good.
No, you're not.
You walk through those doors so fast that sometimes you just look through the door before the model can turn open.
I did not remember where those are either. Oh, right, they're right here. It was much better when there was a moisturizer there, because that one was like real near the end. Also, this is the fucking part that I hate the most, because it takes so long they like to fucking put spooks going on here. Why is your stomach so veiny?
That's what I say. That's what I say. Let's find out. You're the one. You tell us. You're the one dissecting.
Really, I'm just a mortuary. I'm just getting him ready to, like, be put in a casket. I still haven't said my real thoughts on Jane Doe and Oculus.
I know.
Oh my god, a phone call? I don't give a fuck.
Ding dong dong.
Ow.
I can't wait to wake up tomorrow morning and get myself a. Ooh, the floor is slime.
Missing person. She has a drug problem. She has a drug problem.
Yeah, a drug called life.
Rebecca! Rebecca!
Is that like a pimp named Slickback?
Is it my dad?
Rebecca! Rebecca! Rebecca, no.
Are you my dad?
What are you doing with your hands?
My best.
It's okay, dude. Get you out of here. The police are just right up there. I'm coming back. I'm coming right back.
Hurry, run! He's bringing the police! I'm addicted to drugs!
Hey!
True.
Hey, I found her! Down here! Shit!
Is that what happened?
Damn.
Listen,
Damn.
I get it. You're...
Poor boyfriend.
Sure, we'll go with boyfriend. Died. Deal with it.
Also, that is terrible for a thing to say to yourself, Rebecca.
What? Ah. The G! How close my possession? Ew. You know, you don't seem like a demon either. You're just kind
I
of...
Seem
am,
more
though.
like a dumbass.
Oh, I say at this point, you know, you might as well just get the.
Moisturize your face. You gonna do something demony? You gonna clean your nose.
Scrub.
Ah, this is the demony thing.
I am the demon.
Proper face care.
Nah, the... I'll give you
Yeah, I
this.
see. Yeah, I was a little behind.
Hmm.
Proper face care, all the lights turned off? I guess not.
No, you're
He
gonna
was
make
just
me
real
do-
appreciative.
Ow. Can I get back to work now, demons?
Jesus.
Damn.
Look,
That
you
one was
need to
just
stop
forceful.
pushing me. One of these days,
Yeah.
you want to get hit upside that dome.
I still don't think it's you though. Like that was the most demony thing you did. And what did you do? You pointed. I didn't actually check you for additional markings though.
Do you want to?
That's apparently something that you're supposed to do.
Is... Are you gonna?
Nah, I'm gonna move on to Mr. Clown here.
Okay.
It's gotta be a clown at some point.
If this isn't implicit bias.
Look,
No, it is.
we
I'm
need
racist
one evil
against
clown.
clowns. Clowns are naturally evil. Look at his fucking red ass underwear.
Listen, dog. I got the vendetta against the children.
Could have sworn I closed this.
You're like you are somebody's child, but you're not.
Rebecca, come down here.
Okay. Oh my god, the basement.
Oh damn.
Run for the hills.
He found a replacement. Another sacrifice to save his fucking skin.
Can I go now? Oh, look at this. Nine?
Oh look, numbers.
Are you all gonna sing for me? You guys are gonna sing or scream, and I'd really prefer the sing. Ooh,
What if they just said Dorime? Actually, no. Even better, Kaiser. What if they did start singing, but it wasn't opera songs, but instead you just hear.
Is it for me, David? Ah, it is for me.
I like how you had to click it, then fall.
Did you trip?
Ah!
Damn, he's burying me.
Ow. On my face. That's still on my face. That's continued to be on my face.
Oh. Well, I'm getting closer to being possessed. Gotta hurry along. I don't actually know the... Let's see. It's the Z and the fucking gangster G.
The gangsta G
Well, you've seen that G.
unit.
Real quick, I gotta double check to make sure I can't find that third one real quick. Nope. Okay. Gonna do a little bit of research after I get you set up. What? What? Will you blow up into smithereens?
Something about a symphony.
I'll mark that real quick. Rotate your arm around. See if there's a demonic symbol. Anything on this side of your back. Alright, what about your legs? What about their legs? They don't need those.
Not that.
There we go.
Gonna close the door. Gonna close the door. Cause I like the doors being closed. Your fucking knee?
My knee. Okay. Do you ever reminded me of the mishearing of lyrics? You're familiar with Kanye West's song, Gold Digger, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I had a very bad problem where I couldn't necessarily understand what some artists were saying in their songs.
Real quick, before you get into that, let's see if we can't figure out which one it is.
Ooh, how many symbols you got?
Gangster G, sideways Z. So it could be Firmkum, or it could also be Valaketh. Also, technically 3, but I don't know the third one.
Interesting.
None of those have the Gangster G.
You've encountered only 2 sigils or 3?
I've encountered 3, I only have 2. Fuck, and this one could also be Anik.
Uh-oh, looks like we gotta get another.
Yeah, I've never gotten 4.
Well, you're about to.
Sure hope
At the very least.
because it was in this hallway that I got it last time. Oh?
Mm-hmm.
Formula. Kanye West.
Tea!
Okay.
It's tea time! Ha ha ha!
Ooh!
Ah, my hand.
Let's see. Do you have tea time, Anik? Anik does not have tea time.
So,
Let's see.
so the beginning lines of the Kanye West song, she
it's
gives me,
Valaketh. Real
she
quick.
take my money when I'm in need. I could not hear when I correctly, and I could have sworn he was saying, "She's sitting on it, oh my knee."
Oh, my knee. Yeah,
Okay.
she's a fat bitch.
Yeah, I thought it was a
My
song
poor
about.
knee.
Oh,
I
she's
thought
a big.
he was saying I'm on my
Aw,
knees.
damn it.
That also
Grandma, are you really
would
gonna
have
do this to me again?
been
God damn
understandable.
it.
Yes, Kaiser. You don't
It's the
deserve
grand.
Fuck off with your bad self.
Open the window and punch her in the face.
I can't.
Wham! Get out of here.
You're gonna do the thing where you're over here, and you're gonna be like, just kill yourself for me.
Don't
No thanks.
Not today, Graham. All right, come push me.
You're gonna jump on me, and you're gonna stab me with the knife, and I'm gonna be like,
Slit your wrist.
Oh, you're killing me, grandmother.
Little cut.
Oh.
What's wrong, Rebecca?
You know, given how demons always need it's kind of funny that it's a shame none of them could try. Where they try to get you to say yes, but then they hit you with the Bugs Bunny, and it's like, okay, could you not let me in? And you, after a long night of just practicing saying no, and then they're like, so you will let me in? Cool, thanks.
I will do no such thing, Grandmama.
I think I hate. Listen, if old people are triggering for, It is a valid experience to have, and it may speak towards experiences that you may not have shared with us. I'm glad that you've come across this thought for yourself. It's a great first step.
Hey, real quick, bud. We're just gonna do a quick little experiment. Gonna fucking ashes. Matchbox.
We all
Oh,
fall down.
is that right?
Got the
Nope,
same
that's
house
not right.
symbol?
Wrong
No,
house
ain't the
symbol.
clown?
Nope, that's a different house symbol.
No
I
shit.
think so, actually. Let me double check. Cha-cha-cha. Weird thing. Peace sign on the lower part, like a tramp stamp. Nope. Not the clown.
Okay. Cool.
Shame I can only do that once. Now I just gotta put you away. Man, if it's the black guy.
It'd be like that.
Sometimes
no.
be like that.
No harm, no foul.
There we go. All right. I can't hold anything else.
Hey, just hold this.
Here, hold this.
Are you sure this is the right one?
You're not. You're fine. Don't worry about it. I just need you to hold it. See, this game gets so much faster when you actually fucking take a second to remember where
I
shit
think
is.
I hate old people because she scars me every time.
Mm-hmm.
Did you mean scares you every time?
No. Getting scarred for life out here.
I've forgotten where that bag is again. I remember now. I take that back, but I really do need to hold it.
Here, hold this.
Thanks. Walks back. Thank you.
This actually is my least favorite one.
Suck it. You're filling him up while he still has the portal.
Well, I can't hold it.
Wait, I thought we ruled him out.
Yeah, but I can't hold it and my clipboard at the same time. Oh, hi.
Did he
there.
all? Did the
Oh,
demon
fuck.
say? Did the demon
About
say
to
that this
happen.
I might be about to get possessed. I might have taken too long.
Damn.
Nope, I'm just
Tackled
down
the
here.
shit out of you.
I'm working here.
I would love if I ever wrote a scary movie. It's definitely not going to be scary because someone's definitely going to like take a cross, fucking nail it to a steel chair, and hit a ghost upside the head with it.
Fuck. What's next?
A steel chair specifically. Does it hit him with
Just Goldberg shows up, like actual
Just hit him with
Goldberg?
WWE move.
Yo, if I could afford actual Goldberg. Yeah.
Alright, so
Like I already told you, I
man,
did
that
make
circle. That circle is defined.
don't worry about it. I'm going fast, and
What? Jesus, you are going like Mark.
fuck no, I just give
Ah,
it
my
back.
skin.
I need my thing back.
The flesh.
louder.
With a clipboard on his chest.
Your mouth is sewn shut. Shut up.
So you got a 50-50. Which one has the mark on them?
I mean, that's better than the what is it? The 33% chance. So that's nice. You want to be terribly, terribly wrong and or right and choose black man? Or black man.
Here's the thing, nothing happened with the first dude. He was as casual as fucking possible.
Now I did say we've always chosen the most conspicuous, least conspicuous.
God, it's getting so loud. Fuck it. I got to.
Shovel man.
If I'm right, great. If I'm wrong, fuck it.
Whatever. No loss off my skin. Just Rebecca's.
It was seriously getting, like, the music was getting very loud.
Kind of wish you could just like spread out the room, like.
Just
Morris, could you do
waiting.
me a favor and look up to see if what the code is again, just in case.
Oh, you're about to play again? I thought we were about to be done this.
Well, if I get it wrong, because it'll do this when I grab the wrong body too. Up to and including the part where they crawl out straight through the wall, by the way, just a complete flip, and then get sucked back.
No, I just meant like I thought we were like done now.
I still haven't said my thoughts.
It's always funny.
Raymond.
Oh, this is different.
I'm here.
Oh, is this one of the other four endings?
Monsters.
I've said already that I've had to accept everything about myself. Just like you.
Well, this is an ending where you know what's
necessary evil.
Sick. She's down there right now, just suffering for no reason.
Valerie is not down there. Not anymore. She's been gone for years.
You don't know that.
Valerie. I see.
You're just gonna let her stay there. You don't know.
Oh, Thomas, I got a question.
Feeling you
Yes.
are torturing
love
her.
Out of all the movies, who was your favorite
She's
ghost?
helping us survive.
The favorite spook
Without
the
her,
spooker.
there's no reagent. Without the
Like, and that
reagent,
includes the
we
other
have
ones
nothing.
we watched, like
Of course.
You wanna have a
The
chance
Nun
at
and whatnot.
life, it comes with a cost. This cost. You have to make a choice, just like I did.
What choice? Keep her alive.
I'm sorry
to
for me,
just
it's not
bleed
gonna be
her over and
Annabelle.
over again to
If it
save
I like
yourselves.
Valak.
If she can't be saved. End
Valak,
the torture. She's
Valak
gonna
was
be
a theater
suffering
kid.
for your
As a theater kid myself,
My game.
Valak's got some sauce. and how he wants to torture. Yeah, and how they want to torture people.
When it came
That's
down
pretty
to
good.
it, you chose survival.
Yo, the black guy, the first black guy was a demon.
Oh my
Wow.
god.
I can't kill her.
This man's
Who would
race
have
is not
ever
you.
known?
I know
Ah,
it's
yes,
not
Raymond.
for her.
I chose survival in a situation you.
She isn't the only one.
What?
I've seen many experience what you did.
Well, one day, know what Thomas was about to say.
Watch them degrade and suffer until
It's
they're
like
no longer themselves.
Raymond said something. Ah, yes, you chose survival
Couldn't just
in
let
a
it.
situation you put me.
I searched for years to find a way to reverse it.
I wouldn't I choose survival? I didn't ask for these problems.
Isn't that better?
You know what a video game they should make
I've killed them all.
the hell did I just say? You know what movie they should make a video game of?
I could do.
What?
I really think a Cabin in the Woods video game would be fun, especially since they have that SCP one running around.
Prevented me
Oh,
from
yeah.
take any
You
more
get to
life.
choose your own way to die.
I would choose that again and again.
It's just it could be like a roguelike
Death.
where you have to
Yeah.
constantly go into the house, or like you send different new people into the house
Made peace
to
with
try
it.
to see what happens and if they can survive it or not
I'll see you tomorrow.
over multiple different ookie spookies.
I've gotten ending 1, 3, and 4.
What was the first ending? I've only seen 3 and 4 so far.
No, you've seen ending. Ending 1 was when you just succeed.
Ooh.
Ending 3 is when you fail by choosing the wrong body and you grab them and you just. But
Okay.
also, I would like to point out, with the context that I now have, I actually have 4 of the endings. It just didn't register one of them.
Boo.
But
Essentially,
you cleared it. You beat the game. Yay!
yeah, I fucking hate it.
You just think you still get that refund?
Yeah, I would love to say, oh, is it real horror experience? No, the game isn't scary. Once you find out, like, they never touch you, it's just like, oh no, I achieved the fucking achievement speed run.
Yeah, you were doing it. You're the perks of being a workaholic.
Apparently, there's
Perks
an
of
ability
just
called Yeet.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
What is it? 10 out of 10 would immerse again? Beat the game without embalming all the bodies. Experience all
Well, I
major
guess
story
it-
events. Get all the endings. Burn 50 bodies. Who plays this game enough to 100
Streamers.
bodies?
Streamers
Streamers.
do.
Not me, but other streamers.
They do it for the jump scares and yes. Look, Exhibit A. This VTuber and that real scream.
That scream was great. I mean, it couldn't be me, but still.
It
Thanks,
would.
Montel.
It's like the people who play Five Nights. It's
With
like,
that-
oh, I know what's gonna happen. Oh,
I've seen-
oh,
I've
ah.
seen-
So with that all said, now that you have more attention to, tell us your thoughts, Kaiser. Oh my.
Sorry, I found out it's actually very easy to request a refund. It was like, would you recommend this game to other players? No. Do you want your money back? Yes.
How'd you know?
When it comes to Oculus, I started to mention it earlier. It's slow. Slow makes other people like bored because they're not taking the time to actually absorb what it's trying to tell you during those slow moments. Like even in the writing for my book, I very quickly get into action to try and like drag people into it. That's it. I love the game. It's really cool concept developed by a small team for a game jam. I will answer that because it's a very quick response. It's a very good concept. The idea of being it's a combination of the whole doing a job game with horror, which a lot of that is what indie spheres are doing right now, is they're taking regular everyday concept, combining it with some genre of video game. And it works for what it's trying to do, but for $25 and a single level, no, it's not worth it.
Couldn't be me.
Hashtag you fell off. Hashtag couldn't be.
If
Oh
that
shit, that was fucking dangerous.
if that game was $10, worth it. But it's one level, it's 3 rooms, and there isn't anything that can actually kill you other than moving too slowly. In fact, I don't even know if that's a thing. At this point, it feels almost more like I was going fast, but I didn't have to. It seemed like my possession level only ever went up with the game. Like, the more bodies I did, the higher my possession got. Obviously, that last one was a bit more stressful because of the fact that, like, it felt like I was closer to being possessed than I ever had been before. But I don't know. And it just, when it's that loosely defined and how I can spend my first 4 playthroughs going, these are all having very, very demonic responses, and this guy has a marking that he didn't have initially. but that's the wrong body, is... It's a little sus.
But we're glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah. That's just I'm not
Yeah,
trying to
don't
change your mind.
never let our disappointment take away from your enjoyment of a thing.
My words are never meant to try and change your opinion. I merely like explaining why I feel the way I do.
Kaiser loves
Unless it's
explaining
Star
things.
Wars.
Unless it's Star
Eh.
Wars, then I must convince you about why you're wrong if you like the sequel series. Don't worry, you can't. That's what I like to hear, B. Back to the movies though. Slow does not equal bad. Slow, so long as there is actual like story developing as that slow part is happening, I like it. And I actually really like the fact that, to get into something that Thomas talked about, I like the fact that for the first part of the movie, obviously we're in a horror movie, so we know who's right, and we saw the mirror do some weird shit with the sister before the scene. But having the brother actually like give a whole bunch of what would actually be psychological explanations, and having them actually do like little flashbacks to where they saw what it would look like if he was right, allows you to have a little bit to where you're kind of going, is she just crazy? And
Right.
then the one thing happens, and you're like, oh no,
Yeah,
no, that's definitely not just a her thing.
that's right. The last year glass does take a moment. It's time to sow doubt into us.
Well,
I'd
here's a
like to
fun thing.
say, point something out. The Lasser Glass
fucking shit.
has an ego because it went out of its way to prove that it was fucking with them, even though it would have benefited it more if it had let the brother gaslight the sister into thinking everything she thought was a lie.
True.
I mean, I don't know
Because
if that's a gaslight.
It does not like being doubted. It does not like being thought of as nothing.
Yeah.
Jesus, get a life, mirror.
Get your own life.
I don't have one. Can I have yours? It
No.
says.
Don't touch me.
I don't need to touch you.
As you were saying.
Nope. One thing that is also a little bit fun to add on is that if you really want to make the movie fucky, if you really want to read into it a little bit deeper, the mirror might not have done any of it.
What do you mean?
I mean, the brother could have been right. It could have been that they were imagining it, but they've both enveloped themselves into this miasma of what happened, to the point that they are going to act it out as though the mirror is doing the things, despite the fact that they are unknowingly doing it themselves.
An idea of a subconscious disassociation because of how their childhood trauma, given the context of where.
Oh man.
Right.
And the idea that it runs into two different families?
Hmm.
Because something also happens to the mom and dad for them to also go a little cuckoo.
Well, that could have been all explained through what they were talking about.
Right. The beauty of this is that the only of the past are from both Tim and who, whether it be by the mirror is actually a sentient thing, giving us this twisted versions of the story, or from Kaiser's theory here, in either situation, they're both unreliable narrators. Whatever they say won't actually be absolutely trusted, even if they get some things right. And this leads to a lot of confusion for us as an audience member. We want to take up any particular interpretation of events.
Yeah. To be perfectly honest, though, that's just a real fucky interpretation. I would honestly go with the interpretation that the glass is doing glass things. Sorry, the mirror is doing mirror things.
Mm-hmm.
God, I can't get my slightly reflective thing made out of sand right. To move over into the Autopsy of Jane Doe, I believe that it is kind of like Mortuary Assistant. It's a very good concept, but in execution, it's very, very cookie cutter. Like the shadow man standing around the corner every time, the fact that you're sitting questioning, was there ever a cadaver walking around? Sorry, excuse me. And a number of other things. The haunting itself wasn't the part that I liked about it. The part that I liked about it was, honestly, for me, unsurprising, the dad. Like, I very much enjoy that actor.
Yeah.
And he, I think, did a very good job with his role, including the almost cocky way with which he does autopsies.
Can I also add a little something in there?
Mm-hmm.
The person who played the son also played in the greatest live action adaptation of an anime ever, Speed Racer.
Was he Speed Racer?
He is Speed Racer, yes. They killed Speed Racer.
The girlfriend, fucking pointless character. I don't even know. Honestly, actually, now that I say that out loud, both of the relationship characters were fucking pointless. They literally only existed to be killed by one of the main protagonists and then swiftly forgotten about.
But that's the thing. In Jane Doe, the girlfriend died. In Oculus, it was just a fuck with the girl. He was never there.
Yeah.
But this is where she started to ruin the op. Because it's like, honey, we know everything is not real. We can't trust this house. Until I'm in a prison cell outside the house away from the mirror for the next 3 days, it ain't real.
I believe there are a number of ways that both of them could be improved. I think that with basically every story, though. So, nothing new there. I'm
going to disappear for a second.
You're fine. I think, honestly, weirdly enough, that one thing that could have been done to improve the story of Oculus would have been to essentially have it to where the sister actually... I already mentioned it. The sister kills the brother. I think that would have been a better end just because of the way that you could have done that one with the dad in the mirror saying, "Nah, it's perfectly fine. I was going crazy. You did good, kid. I'm
Let's hug it
proud
out,
of you."
champ.
And then just the anchor. Because also, it could be that maybe she is, she thinks she's the only one left. Maybe the mirror even makes her think that instead of going in with her, because I believe they ran back in together, that he ran away. Like, she sees him in, like, the window running away. And so she thinks she's been left alone with it, and so she goes, "Ha-ha! Bitch! I make my own way!" And this one would require a lot more effort. But from most of what happened, you could honestly twist the story a little bit if you had that be the way it ended. That the entire thing was just a psychological breakdown from the older sister.
Mirroring the experience of her mother.
Yeah. And you could have him there actively just, like, trying to calm her down and bring her back. Like, just, alright, it's okay, just come to... There's a perfectly logical explanation that she runs around eating fucking light bulbs.
But there is one other. Remember how I said my favorite movie was horror movie was Trick or Treat?
Yeah.
Like, I lied. Actually, I had just forgotten about it momentarily. Because whenever I like things, I just forget about it randomly and then remember it. My favorite horror movie of all time is actually 1408.
Isn't that the one about that hotel room?
Yep.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
I will round out my reviews with my final review of The Mortuary's Assistant. Once again, good concept, but in practice, the game... So, did the game scare me? I would say by a technicality, technically, yes. I got chills a couple of times due to jump scares and turning around and then there just being a person there, but it was more of a huh rather than a ah! And it was never really something that I was like, you know, afraid of. It was more of a like just let me get back to mortuarying this body.
No.
Yeah, that was something that kind of took me out of you playing it a lot. Was all right. I'm just working, just up. Can't work. Oh, I have to do this.
Yeah, well,
Now see if you tricked me into doing it. Like if I walked into the room and bam, cutscene. Oh fuck.
I think that would have been. That's honestly what I was waiting for half the time. Like, I have to pull the gurney backwards into cold storage. Like, could you imagine if I had to pull them back there, and then as I get into the room, there's the hand on the player character's shoulder. She turns around, and both of the other two bodies are now standing and walking towards her.
Pretty good.
The Waynes.
I like one if
God
you're
damn it.
pulling to ride on
Bruce.
this gurney with you to while you're backwards pulling the gurney room. Ooh, Chloe's here. You, as soon as you get into the storage room, you actually fall right through the floor, and then you enter into one of the many cutscenes I've seen where you end up laid out on the ground, whether it be in hell, a rainy backstory flash, etc., etc.
It and that's kind of the thing. It just comes down to the fact that I'm never actually in danger. Like, the biggest danger I have is going too fast.
I'm down, Sonic.
It's like a glitchy Sonic level. You run too fast, and then you just all of a sudden are no longer in the level. A speedrunner's dream, a casual player's nightmare. And, like, the fact that I have the achievement called Speedrunner, when literally I was just playing the game, it lends me to the idea that they expect you to, like, have to pause and take a breath after seeing a thing. Every time I paused after a scare happened, it was to make fun of it.
Just to be mean to it.
Yeah.
That's right. Get back in there. Get out of here.
Oh, hey, Grandma, you gonna tell me to kill myself again? Come on, let's do it. Fuck it. And that game takes itself way too seriously with the warning at the beginning. Like, maybe they just have it there to set the mood. But any game that when I start out goes, we've researched the occult, and if any strange thing starts happening or if anybody has any major mood swings, you should call your local church. It's like,
I think that's just a joke because I'm not calling my church. I'm going to a hospital.
yeah. And it's just joke or takes itself too seriously. I don't know. So I went with the joke route. In the end, rating the 3, Mortuary Assistant, Autopsy of Jane Doe, Oculus, going 3, 2, 1.
Fair.
Especially because of the fact that I'm so fucking certain the game cheated me on the second one.
You burned the
Ooh.
found
Okay,
body
that's
second time, right?
I'll say there's nothing worse in games when you go, oh, I figured it out. I can finally do that. And then the game goes, no, jump through these hoops. No,
Okay.
no, I figured it out. Leave me alone. I jumped through it. I don't want to jump through the hoops anymore. I'm already figured it out.
Okay, I gotta tell you something.
Sure.
So I'm on the Overwatch menu and it just jump scared me.
Do they have a Halloween thing now?
No, it's the cyborg
Genji.
cyberpunk Genji.
Yeah.
And I was
Cyber
looking
girl,
at the challenges, and my timing was so perfect that when I left, it was just a close up on his skull face, and the screen was shaking. I was like, ugh.
You heard it here first, folks. The cyberpunk Genji skin is scarier than the Mortuary's Assistant.
I just didn't see it coming. I was literally at challenges, so as soon as I clicked off, it's just this glowing green skull, and the screen is shaking.
All right. I think That encapsulates everything I have to say about it.
Huh?
Roz, Thomas, Maurice, Chloe, anything to add?
Oculus is a great movie. Anybody who says otherwise is dumb.
Or they have differing values.
I don't care about their values. They're dumb.
Or
dumb.
their values differ from Roz's. I love
I
I'm
do-
saying that despite the fact that I say people are dumb for disliking and liking things all the time.
Crazy.
Maurice?
I enjoyed them at first. I enjoyed them a lot less when I had to think about it because the bad guys were cheating and not giving the good guys a fair shake to win. I'm a big fan of thrillers, and the main thing about thrillers is are they gonna live or are they gonna die? And if you know that the person is hardcore cheating, like the person doesn't even have a chance to live, it takes a lot of the fun out. Like, remember, one of my old favorite movies as a kid was something just called Phone Booth, where it was just a man in a phone
That's a
booth and a
great
sniper
movie.
looking at him. And I was tense the whole time because it's a sniper just looking at him and he's talking on the phone to the sniper. And police showed up. Someone got shot. I think it was like a random pizza delivery. And I give it to that pizza dude. He was told to deliver to this phone booth. And he was like, okay. The boss didn't say, that's clearly fucking stupid.
He had a
And he
job
died
to
for
do.
it. And he died for it.
He did his duty, damn it.
Yeah. Chloe,
It
go ahead.
was.
Chloe, you have to say something.
Hello. Hi.
Hi.
Well,
Hi.
I'm not necessarily sure what we're talking about, but there's this guy around campus who walks around with a lightsaber, and I screamed at him, Kenobi! And he turned around and he started running at my car, and I drove away.
God damn it.
Oh, you were about to die.
Whoa.
That was a horror movie.
Why was he...
Why was he running towards your car?
Was it like the cop in Rainy with a Chance of Meatballs running?
What? No.
You
probably-
know the meme.
No, he has
Probably
he
a
has
lot more insidious.
Like, he has one of those TikTok lightsabers. Have you guys seen those where it's like really accurate and it lights up and it like goes?
Why- what is-
$1,000 lightsaber.
What is
are
with
they a
you and your
TikTok
generation and just saying if something
lightsaber?
exists and you've seen it on TikTok, that means it's from TikTok?
Because
Or Fortnite.
that's
We're
where
not
everybody buys it from. Everybody buys it from TikTok.
Chloe, we're
I
not
ain't
from TikTok,
buying
and that's where we get the more views than anywhere else. Am I now your brother from TikTok?
You are.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
You see
Well,
how
I mean, you
stupid of a
could be,
statement
but-
that is?
Watch
Set
when
yourself
watch
up
when
for
you're
that.
You guys
playing.
will have to listen to a fan because I only have one contact in because you guys asked me that as I got one contact out of my eyeball.
Back to it.
'Cause
You
it's
okay?
not from TikTok, B.
If not,
Listen, one day.
All right,
one of Chloe's-
I'm ending the recording at this point. Goodbye, YouTube. Goodbye, RSS. Goodbye, Spotify. Goodbye, anywhere else that I put this.
Bye, people.
Bye.
Go make something.
they're not from TikTok.
Apparently, I'm
gotta
not
be
allowed
real
to
with
post
you.
this to TikTok, but go make something.
If
Um,
Chloe